welcome inside WesBanco Arena as we are getting set for football action. It's the 7-0 Wheeling Miners taking on the 3-3 Maryland Eagles. I'm Chris Dobrin alongside of Walker Mosley. Walker, a big victory for the Miners in their last game, 82-13 over Steel City. The Maryland Eagles coming in here. The Miners, though, trying to complete the perfect regular season at 8-0. What do you expect out of Wheeling here tonight?
Well, Wheeling right now has been what Ric Flair's always said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so far, no one can beat the man that is the Wheeling Miners. Last week, they looked like they were playing Madden football out there. I mean, 82 points in a game. They put up 88 early in the season. There's a fast-paced, high-flying offense that is going to be tough to stop from anyone, especially with the addition of Mr. Touchdown Jarvay Flowers. So Grant Russell's on one. Another high-flying offense performance is what I'm expecting today from this Miners team.
So the Miners also bolster their lineup here tonight. You'll see 3 new guys into the lineup being headlined by the former Penn State Nittany Lion, Lamont Wade, in the backfield. What are you expecting out of Wade tonight and some of these newer guys here this evening?
I think just coming in and producing, not to maybe overshadow them other teammates and try to be the headline, but just coming in, producing at a level that just continues the offensive growth and the production they have.
So Grant Russell, his first 5 out of 6 passes went for a touchdown last game. I mean, what more can you say about Grant this season? Just the performance and the numbers that he's been putting up this year.
Yeah, he throws the ball really well, and as a former quarterback I love seeing what he does. The way he moves around in the pocket, he's not scared by defenders coming in and trying to take him out. He throws a great ball downfield, and he has a really powerful throwing arm, which when you get close to the red zone and close to the goal line, you need to have a zip on the ball, and he puts it in places that are just unbelievable for someone in Arena Football League, and it's fantastic to see.
Now, these two teams, they already met earlier this season in Maryland, a 36-10 victory for the Miners in that one, but it was a totally different team back then. A different Miners team, a few new guys on the Eagles. So what do you expect to see out of tonight's matchup? Yeah, these two teams, okay, they know each other a little bit, but it's going to be a few different lineups out there this evening.
Yeah, I mean, with the addition of the new lineup, I mean, when you think about what we've seen since that Maryland game in Maryland, the Miners are just flowing at a pace that it's record-breaking. If the stats were shown, you'd see how many touchdowns they have. The offensive proficiency is close to 100%. And the defense now, it was like last game. There was so many chances the defense had, and multiple sacks, forced fumbles, interceptions. I mean, they are playing complementary football, and I'm looking to see that again. And the Miners just to dominate offensively and let the defense do its job.
And this is an opportunity for the Miners to kind of fine-tune their game before they head to the playoffs. They already have the #1 seed there in the North at 7-0. They've already clinched that. It's now between Steel City and Jersey. Maryland, though, still on the outside looking in. It's a very slim chance for the Eagles here tonight. So you know the Eagles are going to bring out their best ball this evening. We'll be live here on YouTube very soon. It'll be myself and Jeffrey Blumenauer. Walker Mosley and Jamarcus Webster will be joining us at halftime and post-game. So we look forward to bringing this one to you. Once again, the Wheeling Miners taking on the Maryland Eagles.
Digital Media welcomes you to the following presentation of Wheeling Miners Football.
Make some noise indeed. It is now time for AAL2 football. The Wheeling Miners taking on the Maryland Eagles. Good evening and welcome inside the broadcast booth. I'm Chris Thoburn alongside of Jeffrey Blumenauer. The 7-0 Wheeling Miners trying to complete the perfect season here as they stand at 7-0. But Jeff, standing in their way, still alive in a playoff spot right now, are those 3-3 Maryland Eagles.
Maryland Eagles 3-3. Steel City Stampede 3-3, and so is our friends the Jersey Bearcats at 3-3. So it's going to get very interesting here down the stretch. The Miners trying to complete something that's only happened twice in this building, and that is an undefeated season.
Absolutely indeed, and of course you mentioned the Jersey Bearcats. They're taking on the Maryland Warriors tonight. The Miners taking on the Maryland Eagles here tonight. And then Steel City, that game was actually postponed. It was supposed to be them and the Pittsburgh Outlaws. So right now they're kind of on the outside looking in right now and paying attention here as we have some of the fans and players coming out on the field. There's Aaron Finch, the former Wheeling University product. Tyree Williams. Oh, I like the dance there from Tyree. Jeff, the gray jerseys here tonight honoring our great coal miners out there. I say they look pretty fresh on this football team.
Absolutely, definitely a nice look thrown in there with the cold jerseys, courtesy of Tunnel Ridge. You'll see it on the back, just a great thing to see. We're going to start seeing the new additions here to this defense.
And that was the last two players you mentioned in defensive lineman Sean McGee out of the University of Georgia. And then the Clarendon product, defensive back and quarterback, number 10, Noah Hamlin, played his college ball at Cincinnati. And then there's Devontae Tinsley, one of our awesome defensive backs there for the Miners. So, Jeff, I know we're introducing the defense here tonight, but can we talk about the captain of this team? Number 12, Grant Russell, 5 touchdowns and only 6 passes in that first half last week.
Grant Russell just continues to do Grant Russell things, and that's put points on the board. One thing that we've talked about many times is Grant does not care what the score is, how much time is left in the game. He will try to either throw the ball in the end zone or take it himself and call his own number. He's a competitor from whistle to whistle.
There's R.C. Everbeck once again, trying to become the oldest player to play in 100 non-special teams plays, Jeff. For the season, though, he has been over 100 plays on special teams. He's played some linebacker, was on the kick return, and on the kickoff team as well. And he's also the long snapper here for the Miners.
Yeah, does a lot for the Miners, trying to get in the lineup as much as possible as R.C. Everbeck. So great to see him out there getting as many plays as he can.
Andy Plowden coming out on the field here. Had a little bit of confusion before the game. Initially, Jarvay Flowers was announced as 00, but it will be Andy Plowden wearing 00 tonight. Jarvay Flowers wearing number 22. And another quick number change. If you were watching last week, Joel Zellum wearing number 65 last week. He'll be wearing number 99 tonight. And then Robbie Stewart, who was wearing 72, will wear number 71 tonight. Robbie Stewart too, Jeff, coming out of Central Michigan and just in that nose guard position, just plugging up that hole. Another big addition here for the Miners.
Yeah, just a great addition there. Just able to bench press centers out of his way. I mean, it's great to see him create opportunities for his linebacking core and also his other defensive ends. So, and put pressure on the quarterback to make bad decisions and let that back end get some interceptions.
Scratches tonight for the Miners, Ron Brown, Nick Coulter, and D. Dixon not in the lineup. On the IR right now, Larry Ford, Cam Dixon, Andrew McBride, Dakota Romantino, and Josh Wilson. Be set for the national anthem here, and then it will be kickoff. Once again, the 3-3 Maryland Eagles taking on the 7-0 Wheeling Miners. And Jeff, like I said, you and I talked about it before we came on the air here. The Miners trying to keep that goose egg in the loss column. They were more motivated than I've seen them all season when they came on the field here for warm-ups.
Yeah, they looked fantastic in warm-ups. Coach Mont had them ready to go, and so did Coach Rez. So see a very motivated team out here tonight.
And now we're going to send it down onto the field here. Great job there on the national anthem by Eric Anderson, which ironically is from Tunnel Ridge Mine. So we thank Eric and Tunnel Ridge for being a sponsor of our Coal Miners Appreciation here tonight. So Jeff, Walker and I mentioned it in the pregame. These two teams very familiar with each other. A little bit of a different roster on each side. A 36-10 victory for the Miners when they took on the Maryland Eagles earlier this season. But it was a game that was also only 16-10 at the half. So it was a second half adjustment. The Miners escaped Maryland with the win there. But like we were talking about too, it was Maryland was coming very slow to the line. I mean, they were about a minute in the huddle. So they were doing everything they could to keep the ball out of the hands of the Miners. But I have a feeling tonight that this is going to be a high-flying game.
Absolutely, and close quarters there in Maryland. We're here at WesBanco Arena. We're able to air the ball out a little bit more, so look for that from Grant Russell. Look for Coach Rez to push the ball down the field, get it about midfield then and take shots like he did last week, and just use the speed of the receivers. Flowers was a nice addition last week. Look for big things out of him again this week.
And how about big things out of Sean McGee, Noah Hamlin, and then, of course, Lamont Wade. Just a fantastic athlete out there is Lamont Wade. Penn State University product, spent some time with the Steelers. I believe he was also in camp with the Packers at one point too, but he has been in with some NFL teams in their camps, and now he's making his way here to arena football.
Yeah, he can play that safety position, was originally with the Soul this year. Things didn't go their way, unfortunately, but their loss is our gain here. We get a great safety back there, and I'm eager to see what he can do. He's a hard-hitting safety. He can play downhill as well, so look for him to lay a hit in the back.
Two of my favorite memories from him was watching him play high school ball at Clarendon, but then the 103-yard kickoff return that he did against the University of Illinois for Penn State. Was definitely excited to see that, and of course excited to see everybody in the Miners uniforms out there tonight. You know that they are ready and poised, ready to go for this one and trying to complete the undefeated regular season.
Like we've mentioned it multiple times, there's been over 15 seasons here played at WesBanco Arena. Only 2 teams have completed an undefeated season, looking for the third.
That was the 2019 West Virginia Rough Riders and the 2003 Ohio Valley Greyhounds. The Greyhounds finishing the season at 17-0. The Rough Riders at 13-0, both on their way to league championships. The Rough Riders, though, they had some competition in that first half and then ran away with it. But that 2003 team for the Ohio Valley Greyhounds, it came down to the very last play against Utah to be able to hang on to that one. So they definitely earned that championship.
Oh, absolutely. And then the previous year as well, playing against Billings. So that's just a great team all in all, but just a great team we get to witness out here tonight in these Wheeling Miners.
So the Miners will be moving from left to right as you are watching here on YouTube. They have the black helmets, the gray coal miner jerseys, and the black pants. The Maryland Eagles will be moving from right to left as you are watching on YouTube. We would like to welcome in all fans, whether you're an arena football fan, a fan of the Maryland Eagles, a fan of the Miners. We want to welcome everybody in here tonight. I'm Chris Thilburn alongside of Jeffrey Blumenauer. And it looks like I might have lied to you. And now we're going to switch fields, so the Miners will be moving from right to left, and the Eagles moving from left to right. And folks, I do apologize. I love the jerseys. I absolutely do. I love the fact that we're honoring the coal miners here tonight, but they are a tad bit hard to read, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to try to get the numbers as best as I can here tonight. We also have Isaiah Robinson was another number change here tonight. He will be wearing number 8, but hey, my Tyree Williams fans and friends, don't worry. He's also wearing number 8 here tonight. So we're going to have 2 number 8s out there tonight for the Miners, Tyree Williams and Isaiah Robinson, the West Liberty University product. Anthony Prevost is back in the lineup here tonight as he will be kicking off here for the Miners. Anthony and his lovely wife, Lauren, welcoming their son, Andre, a few weeks ago. And now Anthony is back in the lineup here tonight. So a big shout out to the Prevost family listening in tonight. And especially Lauren, if you're listening, I absolutely love the cover that you had there on Andre. You know, just with Daddy there kicking off and everything, absolutely love that. We're getting set for action here. The Wheeling Miners taking on the Maryland Eagles. Back deep for the Eagles is Tyler Major. I will say one thing that I noticed about this Eagles team when they came out on the field. There was a ton of size out there on this team and a ton of height. Prevost set to kick off here as you hear the mine line in the background here. And here's the kick from Prevost. It's going to be a short one. And returning that for the Eagles is going to be Major as he cuts it upfield, and then laying a hit there is going to be, like I said, these numbers are extremely hard to read tonight. Aaron Finch going to get credited with that tackle, and the Eagles will take over on their first drive of this game. Starting lineup down there on defense for the Miners, Dio Dessois, Robbie Stewart, and Zay Lewis. Getting the start down there for the Miners on the defensive line. Andy Plowden, Javon Johnson in the linebacking position. Dante Mason, Aaron Finch, Tyree Williams. There's your defensive starters down there for this Wheeling Miners squad. See who comes out there in quarterback. It'll be number 17, Ifong Eo, starting quarterback tonight for the Eagles. He has a sidecar off to his right there, Danny Adamson. Big boy down there in Adamson. Phil Morgan, the man in motion for the Eagles. It's a low snap. Eo trying to drop back the pass. Looks downfield, tried to drop it off to his safety valve, and Eo ends up over the boards on the very first play of the game. Pressure there by Zay Lewis and Robbie Stewart.
Robbie Stewart sets the tone there. Like we mentioned in the pregame, Chris, he's able to bench press the center, get through there, cause havoc, and the quarterback just throwing it not where he wanted to and before he wanted to as well.
Second down and 10 upcoming for the Eagles. Ball on the near side hash mark of the 16-yard line. Like we said, Stewart is just an animal down there. I mean, look at the size difference here on the defensive and offensive line between the Miners and the Eagles. Second down and 10 upcoming. Morgan going to be the man in motion once again. Eo back to pass. Looks over to his left. He has a man open. Making a nice catch there was Marcus Morgan. He's going to be upended on the play, and that'll bring up a first down for the Eagles inside Miners territory.
Nice job there by Eo, seeing the soft coverage there, getting to its receiver, and bringing up a first down there for the Eagles.
First down and 10, ball on the far side of the 21-yard line for the Eagles. A lot of pressure on Eo there. Able to get the pass complete to Marcus Morgan. Morgan will be the motion man for the Eagles. Actually, they had two men back on that one, so that's going to be an illegal procedure call. Pass falls incomplete. But they had two men lined up backwards on that one. Kind of can't do that, a little legal procedure there against the Eagles. 12:49 here on a stop clock. No score between the Miners and the Eagles in this one. Waiting for the call here from the officials. Remember, folks, it's not indoor rules, so you can't have two guys in motion. So we're going to replay first down. You had the illegal procedure call against the Eagles, but then Robbie Stewart got a little bit too excited to hit the quarterback on that one. And so we will replay first down. Ball on the Miners' 21-yard line. Motion man is the extremely tall Tony Green. Look at this man down here. He is just a beast. A lot of height down there on this Maryland squad. Glenn, the motion man here. Eo back to pass. Here comes the pressure once again. Eo's going to be smashed into the boards. And Jeff, that is just an evil combination there of Robbie Stewart and Zay Lewis.
Unbelievable, relentless effort there by the defensive line of the Miners.
So Lewis and Stewart getting credit for the sack on that one. And that'll move the Eagles back into their own territory at the 23-yard line. Second down upcoming here. Look at this health plan replay. You cannot contain this defensive line. Dio Dessois was actually the first man that got in there, but then you had Lewis and Stewart applying the pressure from the outside as well. Second down and long upcoming for the Eagles. Sidecar off to the right is the speedy Phil Morgan. Off to the left of Eo. Morgan, the motion man for the Eagles. Here's a pitch out to the right. And Morgan is going to be stood up on the play there. Making that stop is Tyree Williams. Call it a loss on the play. And that'll bring up a third down and long rather. Ball on the Maryland 22-yard line. They have to get all the way up to the 11-yard line. The ball on the far side of or near side rather, of the 22-yard line. Tell you what though, the Eagles are definitely running it down there like they did last game in that huddle. They are in no hurry to get to that line of scrimmage. EO gonna send a man in motion. That's Phil Morgan. EO, the southpaw quarterback, tries to launch one downfield, in and out of the hands of Marcus Morgan, falls incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles. So the Miners in about a cover 3 there, dropping way back. And then Marcus Morgan able to find his way across the middle. Ball just a tad bit overthrown. It'll bring up 4th down and long for the Eagles, as they're going to send out their kicker, Fabricio Riley. So Riley. Roughly a 32-yard field goal try here, roughly. The holder, Eddie Robinson. Eagles are going to have to burn a timeout here. They didn't have enough guys out onto the field. 9:44 here, 9:43 on a stop clock. No score, Maryland here on their first drive. But Jeff, I mean, the Eagles definitely trying to slow down the pace of this game just on this very first drive to keep the ball out of the hands of this very high-scoring Miners team.
Yeah, they're playing the clock game right now, just trying to get possession as much as possible here. They tried to take a deep shot there on that previous play. Good job by the Miners just sniffing it out, dropping in coverage, and realizing they were trying to go deep there.
So the first round of the AAL2 playoffs will be next week, June the 15th. The Miners, though, getting a first-round bye. So their first game will be here at WesBanco Arena on June 22nd. We'll skip a week, and then the championship, no matter who's in it, on July 6th, will be right here at WesBanco Arena. Riley set to attempt the field goal here once again. Like I said, about a 32-yard field goal, roughly. Once again, I failed physics and math, so I can't promise that I'm right. There's a snap. It's going to be a low one, and the kick is extremely low. And a chance to return it here is Dante Mason. Picks it up at the 7. He's at the 20. He's at midfield. Gets a nice block. Mason off to the races. Touchdown, Miners! We do have some laundry on the field, so we'll see if this one's coming back or not.
I do believe the ref called him out beforehand, Chris. Called him out around the 5.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We had one that had the signal, but then the far side official had him down. Multiple flags on the field, so let's see what the call will be. There's holding against the Eagles. Running into the kicker. So we'll replay 4th down.
That's a heads-up play there by Mason to see the ball checked up in front of Finch to pick it up and take it down to the end zone, but unfortunately he gets called back on the running into the kicker penalty, but we'll do it over again.
So Riley has this one teed up. 9:22 and counting here in the first quarter, no score. Riley trying to put the Eagles on the board. Here's the snap. It's a better one this time. Riley's kick is good. And the Eagles will take a 3-0 lead here on the kick. And Jeff, for only the 3rd time this season, the Miners find themselves behind.
Yeah, just a good drive there by the Eagles, putting the ball downfield, getting some points there. Nice kick by Maryland, getting there, getting a 3-0 start here, giving the ball to this powerful offense in the Miners.
.906 of the first quarter, the Eagles get one on the board. As I said, the Miners have only trailed this season twice to the Jersey Bearcats and then here to the Maryland Eagles. But once again, the Miners offense has not taken the field yet, Jeff.
Exactly, and honestly, they may nod here with a return from Flowers. Back to the health plan replay here. Great kick, puts it up in the air just above the crossbar here and puts the Maryland Eagles up 3-0 to start this game.
Jarvey Flowers back deep here for the Miners. Fabrizio Riley set to kick off here for the Eagles. See if Riley tries for the Uno here. Or is he going to try to keep it away from the speedy Flowers? Well, it goes right to Aaron Finch, so pick your poison because Finch has some speed. He's into Maryland territory at the 20. He's at the 15. Tries to shed off a tackle, will be brought down inside the 15-yard line. What a return there by Aaron Finch. And like I said, pick your poison out there who you want to kick it to.
A line drive kick right to Aaron Finch. Finch picks it up and takes it down and gives the Miners good field position here to start their first drive of this game. We talked about it, Maryland ran a lot of time off the clock.
That's like I said, they tried to do it in the first game too. They tried to run off as much time as they could in that first game. So we had a 5-yard penalty that was added at the end of that kick, and I do apologize, folks. I didn't see what exactly the call was. Oh, offsides on the kicking team. Savridis will be one of the receivers out there for the Miners. Flores. And Isaiah Robinson, also wearing number 8 tonight. Westbrook, the sidecar, off to the right of Grant Russell. Isaiah Robinson will be the motion man for the Miners. There goes Robinson, over to the right side. Here's the snap from Evans. Russell, 3-step drop, has some time, looking, tucks it, finds, who is that in the end zone? Jeremiah Flores, touchdown Miners!
Great job by Russell, rolling out, keeping his feet and finding one of his favorite targets in Jeremiah Flores into the end zone.
So Flores with the touchdown once again, and Jeff, we sound like a broken record because that is now the 3rd game in a row that Flores has got the first touchdown in a Miners uniform.
Great job there by Flores to continue the route there. Ran it across the top of the end zone. Nice diving, leaping catch there by Flores. Good ball there by Grant Russell, and the Miners are up 6-3 with the ensuing kick here from Anthony Prevost.
Anthony Prevost in to attempt the extra point. This will be out of the Andre London hold. So one play, 9 yards, and a touchdown. And the extra point is good. We have some laundry fly onto the field after the extra point there by Prevost. Great snap by R.C. Everbeck. I'm not sure what is going on here. There we go. Okay, so it is going to be against the Eagles because head coach Josh Resinalo was not happy after that. So a 9-yard pass from Grant Russell to Jeremiah Flores from 9 yards out gives the Miners a 7-3 lead at 7:30 of the first quarter. Hey Jeff, where have you heard this before that Grant Russell is still perfect on the game? I mean, we had it last game, 5 straight passes, 5 straight touchdowns, and then he starts the game here tonight. There's the return by Aaron Finch, and I absolutely love this return. Getting behind, he didn't necessarily just run it straight up the middle. He waited for his blockers to get in front of him and gets great room. And then the patience here by Grant Russell and the bullet across the middle to Jeremiah Flores for the touchdown. So Tyler Major back deep here for the Eagles. Here's the kick from Prevost going right under the scoreboard. And here's the return by Major, and he is going to be wrapped up on the play. Tyree Williams. Or was that Javon Johnson? Javon Johnson on the tackle there for the Miners on the return. Be first down for the Eagles. Great kickoff coverage there by the Miners as you get a nice look here at the mine line that you can hear there in the background. Ball's on the 13-yard line. Joel Zellum into the game in the nose tackle position. Sean McGee. Get our first look at him this season in Jaden Jones. Defensive backs Noah Hamlin. Lamont Wade. And Devontae Tinsley. Javon Johnson, Andy Plowden still remain the linebackers out there for Wheeling. Eo sends a man in motion for the Eagles. Eo, three-step drop. He's going to try to go for the home run pass, and the pass ball's incomplete. As getting a step on Noah Hamlin was Tony Green, but the pass falls incomplete. And that'll bring up a second down for the Eagles.
Good route there by Tony Green, beating the defensive back off the line there. Just nice route there. Fortunately, Eo throws it a little too far for the outstretched hands of his receiver, trying to connect there for 6.
Head coach Matthew Steeple for the Maryland Eagles. Josh Resignalo for the Miners. Second down and 10 upcoming. Ball on the far side hash of the 13-yard line for the Eagles. Man going in motion is going to be Tony Green. Green looking like he's going to try to test Hamlin once again. This time they're going to go the other side, and the ball is well overthrown. Applying the pressure there for the Miners, Joel Zellum and Jamin Jones. Third QB hurry already in this game. And then you also had McGee was in there on the far side on the last one. On the health plan replay, just over the outstretched arms there of Tony Green. Second down upcoming here, or third down rather, upcoming for the Eagles. Motion man this time, Marcus Morgan. Hamlin in tight coverage here on the near side. Tinsley over on the far side. Wade picking up the other receiver. Eo back to pass, pressure coming, launches it into no man's land, and Devontae Tinsley with perfect coverage on Phil Morgan. We do have a flag on the play. And it's against Maryland. And Coach Mott's saying, we're not going to take the fourth down. We're going to go ahead and back them up.
Playing field position is Coach Mott.
Oh, actually, they were saying it was going to be against the Miners originally. There was no foul for illegal defense, so they pick up the flag there. Yeah, I was going to say, because Johnson was right in the box. And then you had Plowden coming in from that linebacker position. So Maryland going to send the kick team back out there again. Fabrizio Riley. About a 37-yard field goal try here for Riley. I mean, you have to keep in mind, you have a speedy Aaron Finch back there. There's a flag on the play. And it's actually going to be Lamont Wade on the return here for the Miners. Here goes Wade, the former Penn Stater, off to the races. Touchdown Miners. But we have multiple flags on the play. So there are flags on the play, so more than likely this one will be coming back. It looked like we had a blindside block. Try to get the injured Eagle down there on the field. He is in severe pain. I believe that is Steven Spivey. 4:06 to go here in the first quarter, 7-3 in favor of the Miners.
That just lets you see the speed of Wade right there, down the field, cutting and driving down the way to a potential touchdown.
So here we get the call. So we have the personal foul. There's the blindside block for the Miners. So it's still 4th down for the Eagles because we had the illegal defense called against Sean McGee, the former University of Georgia product.
Somebody that's trying to change positions too, with playing linebacker and now is on the defensive line, trying to adjust to the arena game. So you could definitely see the penalty there, just trying to get used to the rules a little bit. He came in this week and just thrown on the field, so something that he's got to work on is that illegal defense, and he'll hone it in. He's a baller. He can get down there and get it done.
No, I mean all 3 of them. Yeah, all 3 of the players. Wade was here for practice. Yeah. We still have Spivey injured on the play. Took one off the chest there as he was trying to come back across the middle to make that tackle, but Spivey able to get up on his own power. It'll be another field goal try here for the Eagles. And Spivey giving respect on that hit there. That's what you love to see, great sportsmanship there. He said, hey, great hit, but unfortunately can't do the blindside block anymore. Like I said, these 2 teams had seen each other earlier this season. So will be Lamont Wade back deep for the Miners, Aaron Finch, and Noah Hamlin. So here's the try again for Riley from about 32 yards, about where he made the last one. Here's a snap, it's a high one. This one's gonna be blocked by the Miners, and Javen Jones picking it up and will be up against the boards there. What a block by that Miners defensive line. Javen Jones, the one recovering it. See if we can get a replay here. It was Joel Zellum on the block, and then the boom. So Joel Zellum on the blocked field goal. And then Javen Jones picking it up and giving the Miners position again on the 9-yard line. So can the Miners go 2 for 2 from the 9? We shall see. But first we got the media timeout. 3:44 to go here in the first quarter. 7-3 in favor of the Miners. Look at this health plan replay. It was a perfect snap and a perfect kick, but Joel Zellum getting the big paw up there. I think it partially hit his arm and his helmet. The kicker, Riley, almost coming back down with it, but Javen Jones said, nah, it's okay, I'll take it, my football.
Great job there by Joel Zellum. Once again, take a look at this. He gets right up in there, pushes the center back. Look at that extension by the big athlete, Joel Zellum.
Naturally a defensive lineman, so he's more in his element right now in that defensive line position, but also a young man that can play on the offensive line, catch a pass or two out there. But big Joel Zellum got to talk to his family before the game. Finally got to meet Jason, his dad. We had talked a few times through social media, but finally getting to meet the Zellum family. It's what a nice young family that is. They're sitting on the other side of the arena here tonight. Got some future Miners out there tossing the Nerf balls. I wouldn't even think I would even come close to the net. Got another young man winding up here, wearing the D. Dixon jersey. Ooh, just underneath. Another young man here in the number 24 jersey that was worn by Cam Dixon in the first game. That's a nice jersey down there, young man. And a nice cannon. Oh, just on the outside. My goodness. Sign him up. I don't know, Jeff. Grant Russell might have a little run for his money down there.
Hey, that first one he threw was right down the middle, man.
And then get Anthony Prevost in there to teach him how to kick. I love it. So the future Miners make their way off the field, while the current Miners onto the field. Pete Savrides, Jeremiah Flores, Isaiah Robinson, Your receiving core for Wheeling. Grant Russell with Charles Westbrook, the sidecar off to the left. Here's the pitch out to Westbrook. Westbrook carrying it, dives toward the end zone. He's in, touchdown Miners! 2 for 2 on the night from 9 yards out, and the Miners back on the board, 13-3.
Great vision there by Charles Westbrook, finding his way into the end zone, extending the football over the goal line. That's 6 points for the Miners.
Charles Westbrook, the West Liberty University product, finds his way into the end zone. Started his career at Western Illinois before making his way to the Hilltop. R.C. Everbeck, the long snapper. Dre London, the holder. Anthony Prevost splits the uprights and good. 2:52 to go here in the first quarter. It's 14-3 in favor of the Miners. Here's the run there by Westbrook from 9 yards out. Jeff, look at him just lowering the shoulder. Also gets some help there by number 55, big Brandon Thorpe. Lowering the shoulder, would not be denied the end zone. The Miners 2 for 2 on offensive plays.
Great job there by Westbrook, also not bouncing it outside, staying within the hole, running in the alley, so to speak, and finding his way into the end zone. Pure determination there by Westbrook to extend the ball out over the goal line.
And you know this as well as I do. In arena rules, the running back doesn't get a ton of carries. Usually you're in there blocking. You might go out for a pass every now and again, but Westbrook not being denied the end zone.
That's one thing that we brought up this past week on Through the Wire, the coaches show on Wednesday night. Charles Westbrook was our guest. He was talking about that he doesn't get a lot of opportunities, but he tries to make the best of it. He said, I feel like I'm one of the linemen. He said, I hang out with the linemen all the time. He said, I feel like I'm one of the linemen. But he makes his presence known as a running back there, finds his way into the end zone as a skilled position player.
Absolutely, indeed. Charles Westbrook with the touchdown. The Miners a 14-3 lead here over the Maryland Eagles. Anthony next level Prevost here. He's going to attempt the onside kick. It's a live ball, Miners! And they're on top of it. The Miners get it off the boards, and they will take over once again. And Coach Josh Regnalo's squad going to try to go 3 for 3 here.
What a kick by Anthony Prevost, putting it exactly where he wanted it to. Bounced it right off the board. Great kick by Prevost. Even better recovery there by the Miners kickoff team.
First down and 10 for Wheeling. Ball on the far side of the 23-yard line. And hey, look who's in there on offense. The young man that blocked the field goal, Joel Zellum, will now line up in the backfield. See who we got here on the receiving core. Andre London. Andre Thomas Cobb. Man in motion here is Jarvay Flowers. Russell back to pass. Hits London here on the near side. He's going to be hit into the boards. Nice little 8-yard pass there from Grant Russell to Andre London.
Take a look again here at the health plan replay. What a kick by Anthony Prevost, banking it right off the WVU Medicine board there. Great recovery there by the Miners. Just a great execution play there for the Miners.
Thomas Cobb, Flowers over on the far side. Flowers will be the man in motion. London here on the near side. Big Joel Zellum in the backfield. The sidecar off to the right. Fake pitch by Russell, gets it over on the screen pass. That's going to be to Thomas Cobb. It'll be a short loss on the play, and it'll bring up third down here for the Miners.
Good coverage there by Danny Addison of the Maryland Eagles. He snuffed out the screenplay there, sat in his position and made the tackle there. Didn't let Cobb get anywhere on that one. Good coverage by the Maryland Eagles.
Loss of 2 on the play. Brings up third down and 5 from the Eagles' 21-yard line. Clock striking at 1:18 and counting, 14-3 in favor of Wheeling. London, the far side receiver. Flowers here on the near side, or checked out on the far side. Thomas Cobb on the near side. Russell back to pass, looking across the middle. That's Dre London, and he makes the catch at the 14-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Miners after a gain of 7. So we do have a flag on the play.
Going to be against Maryland here.
Yeah. Did they blitz the Jack and the Mac on that one?
Yeah, he was out on the outside there, Chris. Tried to go on the outside, cannot do that.
So 2 catches for Andre London. Here on the night, they're going to decline the penalty. It'll be a first down. Actually got up to the 13, so it'll be a gain of 8. The back-to-back catches of 8 yards for Andre London.
Heavy dose to Andre London here early. A couple good catches here in the first quarter.
London lined up here on the near side. Thomas Cobb over on the far side. They actually have to move Flowers up. Can't have the 2 men in motion. There goes Thomas Cobb in motion. Russell not even going to take a step back. He wanted Thomas Cobb. Nobody there. And the ball is going to be knocked down on the play. Playing great defense there is Jerome Pearson. First incompletion of the night here for Grant Russell. Bring up second down and 10 for the Miners.
Pearson playing good coverage there. Russell trying to drop it into the bucket there. Didn't have enough air on it to try to drop it to Flowers there in the corner of the end zone.
See if the Miners can get one final play off. And they won't. So that'll wrap up the first quarter of play. 14-3 in favor of Wheeling. The Miners coming out of the gates flying there, 2 for 2 on their first few offensive drives. And then when we come back here in the second quarter on their third offensive drive to try to keep it perfect out here. Grant Russell, 4 for 5 on the night, 23 yards and a touchdown. Charles Westbrook with a 9-yard touchdown run, and Jeremiah Flores with the 1 reception for 9 yards and the touchdown. And the only score for Maryland was off the foot of Fabrizio Riley. We'll switch fields here. Getting a nice look there at Dominique Robertson. Bring up second down and about 10 here for the Miners. Down 10 here from the 13. The health play and replay there on the Charles Westbrook touchdown run. Man goes in motion, that's Flowers. Russell, 3-step drop, pump fake, looking toward the end zone, and right in the vicinity there again was Jerome Pearson. Of a flag on the play, so it'll be a legal defense against the Eagles. But Pearson with almost 2 picks tonight on Grant Russell.
Yeah, he's playing that coverage very good there on Flowers. Same receiver again, different end there. Russell just trying to get it to Flowers, forcing it in there almost.
After the illegal defense, it'll bring up second down and 5. We have a quick update here. Jersey leading the Maryland Warriors 27-14. Man going in motion. That's Thomas Cobb. Here's a snap. We have multiple flags on the play. Russell back to pass. And off the wall there. London almost had an opportunity to catch it off the wall, but it looks like it'll be another illegal defense upcoming here against the Eagles.
Nonetheless, good catch there by Owner Dempsey Fields. Catching the ball off the boards there, so good catch there in the end zone for Dempsey Fields. We'll give him 6 points on the night.
Hey, Dempsey, a great owner, and apparently has some great hands down there. Oh, they had the cornerback lined up in the box that time. Yeah, I was going to say, because the max stayed right there, so I wasn't sure what that one was actually going to be. So we'll try it again. Second down and short here on the 4-yard line of the Eagles. Zellum, the sidecar off to the left of Grant Russell. Flowers, London, and Thomas Cobb are your receivers. All curl routes on that one! And the ball is going to be incomplete. It was Andre London unable to come up with that one, so we'll bring up third down and short. Jeff, I called it last week, so why don't I call it again? I'd love to see a handoff here to Joel Zellum. Let the big man just pound it through here. You only need about a yard.
Absolutely. I mean, would love to see him get some redemption. We talked about it. I don't know. I think if we had replay last week, I think the replay says differently.
Yeah, he was definitely robbed. Let's just call a spade a spade. Grant Russell coming in under center. Zellum, the sidecar off to the right. Man going in motion, that's Andre London. Or check that, that's Thomas Cobb. Here's the pitch out to Zellum. Zellum into the end zone. Touchdown, Miners! Joel Zellum! All right, there's no flags, and he was for sure in, so I can celebrate this time. A big man touchdown from Joel Zellum.
Great job there by Zellum, extending the ball, making sure he was in the end zone on that one, staying straight up, just bull rushing his way into the end zone for his first score of the season.
Thank you very much, Coach Rez, for the handoff there to Zellum, because I've been waiting to call that touchdown all season long. Going to be a high snap. Andre London gets it, looking back to pass, has a pump fake, launches one toward the end zone. He had Everbeck, and it was over his head, so just a high snap there. But the Miners a 20-3 lead with 12:10 to go here in the second quarter. My good buddy Joe, listening in here tonight, is a huge fan of Joel Zellum. So Joe, you got to see a Zellum touchdown. Congratulations to Joel Zellum on that big carry. So Jeff, 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. We got to see Charles Westbrook into the end zone and Joel Zellum both.
Both running backs finding their way into the end zone for the Miners here tonight. Coach Rez really in his bag tonight, getting different players into the end zone, taking a look at what he can see in the playoffs.
Miners have a 20-3 lead here in the second quarter. So Flores, the 9-yard touchdown reception. Westbrook, the 9-yard run. And Zellum, the 4-yard run. You know, another nice tip in the cap there for the running backs too. Only 2 rushes in this game, both of them going for touchdowns, one from Westbrook, one from Zellum. Like you said, Coach Rez really trying to flex his muscles here and just see what he has here. Because like I said, we didn't get to see a lot of carries from Westbrook. We didn't get to see a lot of carries from Zellum. So just trying to work on a few new things here before heading into the playoffs. Anthony Prevost, who had the onside kick on the last one, set the kickoff once again. And retreating all the way back to the end zone is Tyler Major. Major being tripped up on the play, and then Devontae Tinsley finishing him off on the tackle. And Jeff, the improvement from this Miner squad on the kickoff coverage has just been phenomenal here tonight.
It has definitely been a mainstay in practice. They end every practice with a kickoff and kick return drill. Coach Rez makes everybody run, including quarterback Grant Russell.
Yeah, but Grant is a runner, so I can definitely see that.
Well, he's done it. He's told Rez, he said, hey, put me down there. I'll go down and tackle somebody.
I love it. I love it. Eagles have the ball on the near side hash mark of the 10-yard line. First down and 10 here for Maryland. Zay Lewis, Robbie Stewart, Dio DeSois down there on the defensive line for the Miners. Finch, Mason, and Tinsley are your defensive backs. Tyree Williams in the linebacking core. It's going to be a pitch over on the near side right in front of us to Phil Morgan. Javon Johnson in on the stop for the Miners. Short loss on the play brings up second down and 11 for the Eagles. So there's Tyree Williams again in that jack position and moving Javon Johnson over to the MAC. Now, I talked to Javon before the game too, and I said, hey, I love it when you play jack and MAC down there. And he is just a versatile linebacker for this Miner squad. 20-3 in favor of Wheeling. Man going in motion, Phil Morgan. Johnson in the MAC position, Tyree Williams in the jack. We have multiple flags on the play and a false start coming up against the Eagles. be moved back to the 4-yard line. Second down and long. Upcoming for the Eagles. Finch, Tinsley, and Mason. The defensive backs, Tyree Williams, Javon Johnson in the linebacking position, Dessois, Zay Lewis, and Robbie Stewart. Here comes the pressure from the Miners, launching a prayer downfield, and the pass will fall incomplete. Great coverage there by Devontae Tinsley and Aaron Finch.
Good job there, Finch coming across, helping out Tinsley on the back end there of that bomb pass there from the Maryland Eagles quarterback.
Brings up third down and long here for the Eagles. This D-line just pushing that offensive line of the Eagles back. Clearly the battle in the trenches being won here by the Miners.
Robbie Stewart just causing havoc down there at the nose guard position.
Sidecar off to the left is Danny Adamson. Here goes a man in motion for the Eagles. Dropping back the pass. We had a lot of contact there between Devontae Tinsley and Tony Green. And then a big hit on the quarterback at the end. No flags on the play, so just another great pressure there by the defense for the Miners.
Coach Mont just sending the house there on that one, sending who he could. Absolutely everybody, great coverage there on the back end by the Miners defense. Once again, Tinsley and Finch there on the coverage.
And you're going to have Riley is going to be kicking this one out of the shadow of his own goalpost. Eddie Robinson, the holder. Finch and Mason are the two back deep here for the Miners. You have Finch hanging out about the 15-yard line. So basically a length of the field opportunity here for the Eagles. You got to run one more guy onto the field. I was going to say, not much room for Riley to kick this one. You know the Miners are going to bring the pressure. Here's the snap. It's low. He's able to get the kick off. Finch receives it inside his own 10. Finch with a burst of speed gets a big block. He's inside the 15. It'll be tripped up from behind. What a return there by Aaron Finch.
Great job of Finch setting up his offense for great field position here. Just trying to find a lane there. Good coverage there on the back end by the Maryland Eagles.
Gets it inside the 15 to the 14. 8-10 here on a stop clock, 20-3. In favor of the Miners, Chris Thoburn alongside of Jeffrey Blumenauer. We'll also have Walker Mosley and Jamarcus Webster along here momentarily. But Jeff, coming up here at the half, we'll have the National Scouting Combine that'll be joining us on here. They had the event before tonight's game, so we're going to hear all about that. I'm very excited to hear about that. Anthony Prevost, like we said, a part of that. So just going to be an awesome time here, and look forward to hearing all about that. Jeff, I think this is one of your favorite games down there, putting on the helmet, pads. So Nick and Caleb. And our good friend Walker over here is an Ohio State fan, so I know he is appreciating the hoodie down there on the field. I don't know, I may have to fire him after this one. Nah, nothing but love. Oh yeah, Jamarcus Webster over here too. Oh wait, I just figured this out, Jeff. We have an Ohio State and Michigan rivalry here in the press box. Good thing we are standing between these two guys right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite games here. Got to put the pants on, got to put the pads on, get the helmet on, and then run into the end zone to finish the race. So,
well, I tell you what, the first thing that I'm doing, as soon as they say go, I am kicking off the shoes and then going.
Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Got to get the helmet on there, young man. Oh, whoa. The drawers are falling down a little bit. Oh, sorry, Walker. The Ohio State kid didn't win. We're having some fun here in the press box tonight. We hope you guys are enjoying tonight's game, joining in here 20-3 in favor of the Miners over the Maryland Eagles. Miners will have the ball on the 14-yard line in Eagles territory when we return. So 8:10 here on the clock in the second quarter, 20-3 in favor of Wheeling. Flores, Savridis. And Isaiah Robinson. Receivers here for the Miners. Robinson will be the motion man for Wheeling. Gonna be a handoff on the outside to Isaiah. Trying to bring it in there. Isaiah's got it. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Miners. A 14-yard run by Isaiah Robinson. So Jeff, 3 carries, 3 touchdowns for this Miners team.
Unbelievable block there by Joel Zellum to spring Isaiah Robinson down the field to find his way into the end zone. A great job there by Robinson to tightrope walk the sideline there and find his way into the end zone.
That is absolutely a perfect way to put that. Joel Zellum with the block, but Isaiah Robinson doing the rest there. And like you said, just walking on a tight rope. Anthony Prevost in to attempt the extra point. Prevost will split the uprights and good, but we also have a flag on the play. Isaiah Robinson, a 14-yard touchdown run.
More than likely going to get Maryland here for an illegal procedure.
So the extra point is good and will give the Miners a 27-3 lead. Here's the health plan replay. Check out this play by Robinson right there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nope, not going to touch the boards and then goes in untouched. Amazing vision here by Robinson. Look at this. He thought he was going to go up the middle to the hole, but he said, hey, I got enough room along the sideline there. Like you said, just tiptoes the boards and gets into the end zone untouched.
Unbelievable job there. Great effort there by Isaiah Robinson.
Jeremiah Flores, Charles Westbrook, Joel Zellum, Isaiah Robinson. That's the breakdown of the touchdowns here tonight for the Miners. Now Anthony Prevost set to kick off once again here for Wheeling. Prevost has the ball set, and we are ready for kickoff here again. Miners 4 for 4 on their drives. Here's the kick from Prevost. We're going to play a little baseball here as it takes a huge hop into the hands of Tyler Major. Major, not a lot of room to run, and he will be brought down just past the 15-yard line. Javon Johnson and Andre Thomas Cobb on the tackle there for the Miners. And the Eagles now with their 5th drive of the game. First down for Maryland from the 16-yard line. You can hear the mine line there in the background. Prevost still has to get off the field, so he's just going to hop right in the middle there. Man goes in motion for Maryland. It's Phil Morgan. EO back to pass. He's going to be hit, and he is going to be sacked. Bringing down EO on that one was number 9, Sean McGee. Welcome to the team.
McGee and Zellum hooking up there for the sack in the backfield. Great pressure there by the defensive line of the Miners.
Zellum will get credit for the sack. So him and McGee teaming up there for the sack. Javen Jones is here on the near side. Andy Plowden, R.C. Everbeck, the linebackers. Lamont Wade, and Hamlin and Tyree Williams out there in the defensive backfield. EO, back to pass, has to retreat. Javen Jones put it on the pressure. It's Coach Mott had to get out of the way there. I was most impressed by the way Coach Mott got out of the way. But then also Andy Plowden, Joel Zellum making the stop on EO there.
again here at the Health Plan replay. Great job here by both defensive ends there of the Wheeling Miners. Just basically high-fiving in the backfield after getting the quarterback. So great job there, great pressure there. Good dial up there by Coach Mont.
So 3rd down and long. I think Coach Mont can still play out there, especially with those moves to get out of the way of EO. I think the heart rate might be going up there a little bit.
He did record a sack against Coach Rez a couple weeks ago in practice, so he does have that to his resume as well.
You just had to bring that up, didn't you?
Hey, got to throw it out there.
Oh, boy. We might be fired now. 3rd down upcoming here for the Eagles. EO back to pass. Lamont Wade jumped the route and then almost had the interception. What a read there by Lamont Wade as he jumped the route, and EO had no choice but to fire that one into the crowd.
Yeah, he pump faked, and that was caused by Lamont Wade. Boy, what great coverage there by Wade, sitting on the route. Just knew exactly what was dialed up there.
4th down upcoming here for the Eagles. They're going to send Riley back out there again. Like I said, Lamont Wade, he doesn't have a ton of arena experience, but my goodness. Now let's see if we could have maybe a replay of his Penn State days here as he's lined up all the way back by the goal line. Like I said, one of my favorite plays with him was the 103-yard kick return against Illinois. Riley here, about a 43-yard try. Here's the snap, it's a good one. Riley gets it down, it's gonna be blocked again! Guess who? Javen Jones with the block! And it looks like Jones came back. Check that out, it was Plowden was the one that recovered it, but Javen Jones. So 2 blocked field goals down there for the Miners. Javen Jones getting credit for that one, and Andy Plowden recovering the ball inside the 1-yard line. So Jeff, what do you say here? Pick your poison. Charles Westbrook, QB sneak from Russell, or do you put Zellum in the backfield?
Also, look at that jet sweep, too, that Coach Rez loves to run in this goal-to-go situation. So look for that as well. Look for Flowers on the outside, possibly, or once again, Isaiah Robinson, who has put it into the end zone multiple times off that jet sweep.
So you actually have Flores, Savridis, and Isaiah Robinson. Flores is going to be the motion man. Russell is going to come in under center. He has Westbrook, the sidecar, off to the right.
Look for Pete on a screen here as well.
So there goes Flores in motion. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to Westbrook. Sheds off the tackler. Hurdles into the end zone. Touchdown, Miners. 4th rushing touchdown of the game for the Miners. And what about the effort there by Westbrook, Jeff? Sheds one tackler, sees a guy in front of him, and then hurdles over top of him for the score.
Great athleticism there by Charles Westbrook to find himself in the end zone for the 2nd time here tonight.
And he earned every single yard of that one. Shedding the defender, and then the hurdle into the end zone as Prevost going to knock this one through once again. And it's going to be another illegal defense against Maryland. So it'll be 34-3 in favor of the Miners. That touchdown coming at the 2:16 mark of the first half, 34-3 in favor of Wheeling. 9-yard pass from Grant Russell to Jeremiah Flores. Charles Westbrook with a 9-yard run. Joel Zellum with a 4-yard run. Isaiah Robinson with a 14-yard run. Charles Westbrook with a 1-yard run to give you your score of 34-3 after the 38-yard field goal by Fabrizio Riley for the Eagles. And the Miners just rolling in this one, Jeff, getting it done in all aspects. Here's the block by Javen Jones. I mean, pretty much untouched through the hole there. And then there's the handoff. Sheds the tackler, and then this is what I love, the hurdle into the end zone.
Spin move there. Here we go again. Prevost, nice kick. Nice hit, and it's recovered by the Miners.
Lamont Wade on the kickoff. That's there. I apologize, folks. Charles Westbrook tried to come onto the field, and the pad just completely gave way on him. So another onside kick there by Anthony Next Level Prevost, being recovered by Lamont Wade.
Wade got the hammer here. Here it comes.
Boom. I think you got to give it to both of them on that one.
What a job by Anthony Prevost, his second attempt at an onside kick here tonight, and two tries, 2 successful kicks here. Once again, take a look. Great kick, pops it right up in the air. See who gets the hit here. Oh my goodness. Great job by Cobb to lay the hit there.
And then Lamont Wade coming up with the recovery. So Westbrook, the sidecar off to the right here of Russell. Savridis, Flores, and Robinson out there for the Miners. Russell, 3-step drop. He wants to run. Russell, lowering the shoulder, gets past the 20 to the 21. Nice play there by Grant Russell for a gain of 5.
It's one thing that people tend to forget, that Grant Russell can run if he needs to. He's definitely a limber when it comes to running the football down there. He's a big body, and he is not afraid to contact.
It's about 2nd down and 5 for Wheeling. This Maryland team's already getting worn out down there, Jeff. I mean, they have guys that play on both sides of the ball. Flores will be the motion man here for Wheeling. Charles Westbrook, the sidecar, off to the right of Grant Russell. Russell, another 3-step drop, looking. Russell going toward the end zone. He has Flores! Makes the catch over the wall! Jeremiah Flores! Touchdown, Miners!
What a catch, what concentration there by Jeremiah Flores, going over the boards and surviving the floor there. Great job there by Jeremiah Flores, but what ball positioning there by Grant Russell to put it only where his receiver could get it.
Well, slap me across the face and teach me to walk backwards. My goodness, catch of the year there for Jeremiah Flores. As we hit the 1-minute warning, Anthony Prevost in to attempt the extra point out of the Andre London hold. My goodness, Flores with that catch. So it was a 31-yard touchdown strike from Grant Russell to Jeremiah Flores. Extra point try by Prevost is good. 1 minute to go here in the second quarter, 41-3 in favor of the Miners. Jeff, like you said, picture perfect pass by Grant Russell. Flores on the 50-50 ball, making the catch. The Eagle player coming over the boards. Flores says, yeah, I got this. I hung on to it the whole time. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you putting both hands in the air for me.
Great job there by Flores, catching the ball at its highest point and bringing it down there for the score. Back here at the 1-minute warning for the Miners and the Eagles. Commanding lead here for the Miners, 41-3, and the Miners getting it done on all assets of the game. Once again, Anthony Prevost 2 for 2 on onside kicks, but the rushing game is the story here in the first half.
Oh my goodness. Anthony Prevost, 2 onside kicks. Jeremiah Flores, 2 touchdown receptions. My Lord. Prevost set to kick off here once again. Miners with a commanding 41-3 lead. Prevost is like, wait a minute, guys. He's not ready for me yet. We have a conversation with the head coach, or with one of the coaches of the Eagles, rather. So that's why Prevost not able to kick off yet. Now Anthony's ready. He said, let's go, boys. Let's do some work. And this one's going to bounce towards the end zone, and it's going to roll out of bounds. And it hit off one of the Eagles players, so it should go to the 5.
Great job there by Prevost, putting the ball wherever he wants to here tonight. Just great command of the football, bounces it out of the end zone and puts the Maryland Eagles at the 5. So you know Coach Mon is loving this down there for his defense.
So the Miners have the Eagles pinned in the shadow of their own goalpost again. Devontae Tinsley, Dante Mason, Aaron Finch, your defensive backs. Javon Johnson, Andy Plowden, Zay Lewis, Robbie Stewart, and Dio Dessois. One-on-one coverage over on the far side. Tony Green for Maryland. He's going to make the catch here. One-on-one with Tinsley, able to break the tackle of Tinsley, but then Zay Lewis catch it up to him here. We're going to have a flag coming in late there. So Zay Lewis with the stop. Dante Mason also coming in.
Great job there by Zay Lewis coming off the defensive line and firing back and helping out his defensive backfield on the hit there.
Not sure what you call on that one. I'm not sure if we're going to have a replay on that one, but it was on Dante Mason at the end of the play. 51 seconds. One of the Maryland Eagles players waving to the camera, that's Daniel McManus. McManus is one of those ones I said he's been playing on both sides of the ball here tonight, playing center and playing defensive end. First down here for the Eagles, ball just behind midfield. EO, back to pass, looking across the middle. Pass is going to be complete, and making a big hit there was Javon Johnson. Little extracurriculars down on the field. Didn't appreciate the big hit there by Javon Johnson. Did Phil Morgan. Cooler heads will prevail on both sides. Be a first down here for the Eagles. Ball on the Miners' 14-yard line. Eagles have about 18 seconds here. They're going to go ahead and burn a timeout. The Miners leading 41-3. Health play and replay here. So here's that replay on the Mason. Oh, yeah, okay, so they got Mason as he was going down. EO, as we're back to action here. Here comes the cavalry from the Miners! And EO able to get rid of it. What a play by EO as he had Robbie Stewart, Dio Dessois in his vicinity, able to get rid of that one. And we had a little extracurricular there between Dante Mason and Phil Morgan. But that's what the call was. It was the hit by Mason on Tony Green. Yeah, when you slow it down, there was definitely head contact.
Yeah, it happened at full speed. We didn't see it. We missed it the first time. So great job by the camera crew of One JB Media to get us the replay there and a description of what was going on to you, the fans.
Big shout out to the entire crew over there. Robbie handling the audio. John Burkhart running the show. Casera, PJ, everybody. I need to get a full list here before the next game. So I know Robbie's listening over there, so just remind me to do that. We got to give a shout out to everybody on the crew here. EO, back to pass, looking toward the end zone. It's going to be intercepted by guess who? The ball hawk, Dante Mason. And he wants to go off to the races, and he's going to be hit down from behind. What an interception there by Dante Mason. We're going to have a flag on the play. So Mason with the interception. Got a flag on the play, 41-3 in favor of Wheeling. Head coach Josh Resignalo would like a conversation. Now, if this is against Mason, I cannot blame Resignalo, Coach Rez, for being out there, because after the play, there was an extra couple shoves while Mason was down on the ground. So, Mason's just defending himself here. EO with the desperation throw, and Mason there. And a great job by Mason, too. You saw him that he looked up at the clock real quick to see how much time was left. So he did throw the ball there at the end. So we do have the unsportsmanlike against Dante Mason. But it is 41-3 in favor of the Miners. Jimmy Kibble will be our guest here at the half, talking about the National Scouting Combine. And we'll also have some highlights there from the Combine. So Jeff's going to go ahead and hand his headsets off to Jimmy. Here, once again, the National Scouting Combine. Gonna let Jimmy talk all about it here. Said it's been a while since he's been in an arena, so Jimmy, it's very exciting to have you here. Thank you so much. And I do got to apologize right off the bat here. The very first game, I referred to it as the National Recruiting Combine, is the National Scouting Combine. So I appreciate your grace on that one. It's just such an honor to have you here.
I appreciate you being here. And I thought I was just kind of jonesing with Prevost. I didn't realize it was yours. So I was like, no, I didn't. It's okay. But, the last time I was in an arena, I was in full pads.
Okay.
Yeah, going back to, 2005?
There we go.
2004, 2005. So back when I played in the AF2 and the AFL.
So what teams did you play for in those leagues?
The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Pioneers.
Oh, yes.
The old WBS Pioneers, that was great. I played with the New York Dragons, up in Long Island. So it was a fun experience. I tell you, I had more fun in the game of football playing arena football than I did in any other, level.
So a lot of people, they don't know, exactly what the National Scouting Combine is. We had an event here today. So first off, let's just start with what exactly do you do with the National Scouting Combine?
So I was fortunate enough to be in the NFL Combine 24 years ago. I was a kicker, went to the Hula Bowl, and, fast forward to 2010, I wanted to get out to help athletes, but I was sick and tired of hearing of how players were missing out on real opportunities because there are a lot of combines out there, hundreds of them from coast to coast, that just aren't doing the testing correctly. And I wanted to put a stop to that, but I wanted to give athletes the chance to get to the next level by getting accurate and responsible reporting, data, and give these kids something that I didn't have access to, without all the hype. We're here to give these kids a way to figure out who they are, where they can compete, and how to get to the next level. And if you're not happy with your numbers, you have two options. Go sulk about it or get better. And that's, today, being able to run this combine here in this awesome arena, I got a chance to see some of the local upcoming talent. It was a chance to show them what the most state-of-the-art technology is able to do. And that's kind of cool with our partners involved in Trazer, where we were able to really show them they're getting the closest experience to the NFL Combine. But it all comes down to the people that are working with me, the coaches and the staff that I've been fortunate to have. Some of them have been on board for almost 10 years. And we're all out here to help the athletes.
And you've had some of those players that are, now in a Wheeling Miners uniform and playing in other leagues around. I mean, I believe Jeremiah Flores was one of them that came from the Combine. And then Anthony Prevost. We're glad that you let him, or let us borrow him as our kicker, because I know he does great work with you guys too.
Well, it's crazy to think that I've been friends with Coach Resignalo for 10 years.
Right.
I've been sending him data and stuff, but I finally got a chance to bring him to the Combine. And he got to see firsthand what it is that we do. But you've got Zellum, Desua, Flores, Cobb, Prevost. I mean, Prevost came to us as a player 4 or 5 years ago, and I just fell in love with the kid. And then, knowing he was coaching in college, I asked him, I said, look, when you're not chasing the dream of playing, do you want to coach with me?
Right.
Would you work the event? And he has been an just an absolutely outstanding person. I see how he's relating to the to the fans here and how they reach out to him, and those are the kind of people we work with. That's why the National Scouting Combine has been around. It's not about me. I've got great ideas, and I'm out to help the athletes. But every single person, Coach Wilson, he was my high school coach. The fact that these guys believe in what we're doing and want to help the athletes is really what makes this special. I'd like to think that the high school athletes that came here today, there were some very good athletes.
Right.
There is talent in this area. And our goal was to just kind of introduce it here in hopes to come back, whether it's at the end of the season or next spring, and turn this into a major regional event for this area, because the athletes need it. Everything I'm being told is they need something like this.
Oh, 100%. And, being a broadcaster in this area, I mean, I've been broadcasting since I was 15. So 22 years now, I've been broadcasting, mainly in high school sports. And I agree with you 100%. There's just so much talent in this area. I mean, you go across the river here, you have guys like Joey Galloway, Ben Taylor, most recently Colton McKivitz with the 49ers. So there is a lot of talent in this area. About how many events do you guys do throughout the year?
So that's the interesting thing. Leading up to the pandemic, we were really building the whole high school event system, because we run one major event for the pro athletes, hence where a lot of these players came from. But we were running a lot of regional events for pro athletes. I told the staff we've got to get back to the high school level, because I've got athletes. My daughter played soccer at East Carolina. My son plays for Georgetown. Ran a 4.39.
Woo!
One of the best athletes, in FCS football right now. My next son, I'm moving him in tomorrow to South Carolina to play for my former teammate Shane Beamer. And, we've been to these events. And, yeah, they're fun. You get some cool swag and stuff like that, but you don't get reliable results.
Right.
They're not running the drills the way they need to be done, because at the end of the day, if you're a scout, if you're with the Wheeling Miners, and I'm going to tell you, you should, pick up a Zellum, a Desua, a Prevost, whoever that player is. I need to be able to look you in the eyes and know that this data is correct. We have a proprietary algorithm that can help these athletes understand where they can compete. I'll never tell a player where he or she can play, or what level, but I can tell them what level they can compete at. And that's the unique part about what we do. So, I'm hoping that the athletes that missed out on this, will see the value. We're actually headed to Charleston June 28th, but I told the whole staff, if we're going to get aggressive and get back into this, we need to start running more events. So our goal is, in a perfect world, to run 10 to 12 regional events from coast to coast and border to border.
Awesome. And so, I mean, how can somebody get a hold of you to be able to, to get a hold of you to be a part of these combines?
The easiest way is to go to the nationalscoutingcombine.com. It's in our logo right here.
There we go. Getting up close.
You can check out all the videos and everything that's on there. We've got 14 years worth of video on our YouTube page. We don't hide anything. And our goal is to make sure that these athletes have an amazing experience, receive the data that they need. They may not like it. We don't have a lot of guys that come back going, yes, this was the best, because if you're a true athlete, you want to get better. You're never happy. You're not ready to settle. We can help you take all those ingredients, go back to your parents, your coach, your specialist. This is what we need to do to get better. And, the plan is there. The other cool thing about what we do is we try to do the interviews. We want to tell your story, like you and me talking right
Absolutely.
Here. When you come to my event, you're not limited to just being a number.
Right.
We want you to tell your story, so that if coaches and scouts, Coach Arnold from Waynesburg was here. I know one of the Wheeling coaches. Coaches at, I think, Wheeling.
Yeah, you actually got a player and a coach, Coach Mott, and then Andre London, both coaching over at Wheeling.
So if they're going to look at the players, they could look at the stats. But what if there's a stat, the stats with your story? We want to do the interview. Very few, if any, others do that, because no one was doing that for you and me.
Absolutely, and I love it too, just telling that story, because you do get that sometimes. With coaches and players, they were like, oh, hey, look at my stats, or hey, look at this guy's stats. But you guys just dig more into it, and that's what I love too. So Jimmy, I thank you so much, man. This has been a pleasure, and I hope we
Hey.
get to see you more often. And,
Thank
like I said, maybe we can get some broadcasters out to the National Scouting Combine.
Absolutely. I tell you, that's you would enjoy it because, again, at the pro level, we include a game. We have very big aspirations to duplicate what we do for the pro level athletes at the high school level. And trust me, as we enter 2025, there is going to be some amazing things coming. But if you could imagine an NFL Combine style deal like what we put on for the pro athletes and bringing in the top 300 or 400 athletes from high school from all over the country, not because you think he's good or he thinks he's good, but because they will have had to prove it using our algorithm and analytics, then, hey, the numbers don't lie.
Absolutely, indeed. So once again, Jimmy Kibble from the National Scouting Combine. Make sure you get a hold of him there. We would love to see all athletes featured in this. Like I said, guys like Anthony Prevost, Jeremiah Flores, Joel Zellum, all part of this, and you could be a part of this too, and Jimmy can help you elevate your game to the next level. So Jimmy, thank you so much.
What a great place. This is exciting. So I can tell you, I don't know anyone that can compete with them. That's why we told them. If other indoor teams and other leagues aren't paying attention to what we're doing, the case study is right here on the field.
Absolutely, indeed. So, Jimmy, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and let you go here. We have about 4 minutes here until we get back to kickoff here for the second half. We want you to enjoy the Mine Line here for the Wheeling Miners. And folks, here are our first half highlights before we hand it over here to Walker Mosley and Jamarcus Webster. Check that Grant Russell 9-yard touchdown pass to Jeremiah Flores. There's the blocked field goal by Joel Zellum, picked up there by Javen Jones. And here's the handoff to Isaiah Robinson, looking like he was going to go up the middle and then blitzes to the outside for the score. Another block field goal here, this time by Javen Jones, who got the recovery on the last one. Andy Plowden getting the recovery on this one. And then Charles Westbrook hurdling his way into the end zone. Here's one of the 2 onside kicks by Anthony Prevost. The big hit there by Andre Thomas Cobb. And then Lamont Wade picking the ball up. And then Grant Russell. What a pass to Jeremiah Flores. Going up and over the boards there for the score. All those highlights brought to you by the Health Plan. And the celebration there for the Wheeling Miners. And then the interception by Dante Mason to put the icing on the cake there in the first half. So like I said last game, folks, we always appreciate our interns, and we definitely want to get them as much experience as possible. And so I'm going to hand it over now. We have Jamarcus Webster and Walker Mosley. So take it away, boys.
Jamarcus Webster, what do you want to talk about?
Well, here in the first half, I mean, the Miners are 6 for 6. First drive ending, first play touchdown on the first drive. Their second drive, first play touchdown. They got onside kick recovery. Third drive, 6-play touchdown. Their fourth, another first play. And their fifth and sixth is another first play touchdown. So, I mean, they haven't missed a beat yet. They look incredible out there. Little things I want to see fixed up here is Grant Russell. He's had plenty of time in the pocket. But sometimes he has the room to go and progress forward. We've seen it here a little bit. He had a little gain here, but there's a couple plays here and there where he could have got a bigger gain. But he decided to throw the ball, at one drive. It was a little bit shaky, trying to thread the needle here and there, almost threw it a couple picks, but, fortunately they weren't. But try to thread the needle. I like to see that quarterback play. He takes chances, but I want to see a little bit under control in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at what they have, I think this offense is almost night and day different from what we saw last week against the Steel City Stampede. Not in the fact of good and bad. It's just last week there was so much throwing the ball. They threw the ball so many times. They had a lot of jet sweeps. And it seemed like in this game, once they get this close to here, they're just heading the ball off, letting the big guys run, and they're making a lot of smart plays instead of trying to throw it so much. Would like to see Grant Russell, though, like you said. He made a lot of throws that I feel like he was very capable of, but they were just a little bit off. I don't know if that's just because they haven't played as much offense so far in this game. I would like to see just the offense start to air the ball out more because, like I said, the more you run, the more you can throw, and the more you throw, the more you can run. So by them taking those deep shots, it's making those safeties play a little bit farther back so they don't get overblown on those motion receivers coming through. But one thing I want to talk about, though, is special teams. Again, same thing last week. They had great special teams. This week, with the 2 onside recovers, the 2 blocked field goals, and then the field goals that they've missed, they've got and brought them back within on their own side of the field. So they're having great starting field position. I would like to see that continuing through the game. That onside kick, it's working perfectly. Prevost is doing a phenomenal job at putting it in the right spots. What would you like to see going forward from that special teams?
I want them to keep on doing the same thing. They put the offense in great field position with the onside kicks. They put them in great field position. When we get down towards the goal line, we're able to open up the run game a little bit more. We run the ball here and there. So I would keep on doing the onside kicks, the little squib kicks, goes over the defensive players. Hey, we have a chance to go get the ball. So I like to see that. And the defense is playing phenomenal. They're setting up the offense for great positioning, and they're getting to the quarterback quick. They got a couple sacks here. And they're just tonight they're just eating up. They're getting a little bit chippy with the offensive players. So their defense is getting under Maryland's skin here. In the first half. So I mean, there's no reason to stop. They might as well keep on going, all gas, no brakes. So
yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Just that the style they're playing with is kind of all risk. It's super risky, but so far they've been reaping all their rewards so far today. And the Maryland Eagles will kick off here to the Miners. And here comes the kick. It's up, and it's a bouncer. It's going to bounce into the end zone. It's recovered, picked up by the Miners. They go. He's out to the 10, gets almost brought down, gets inside, and he'll be tackled just outside the 10-yard line. That is the dynamic Jarve Flowers on the return there. Wheeling Miner offense comes out. Now we'll play a little bit of a guessing game. What's the first play going to be? What are you thinking here that they're going to do?
Well, what Coach Rez likes to do, I think he likes to air it out. First play coming out there back deep, so why not air it out? If he ends up throwing a pick, it's a deep pick, so the defense can have a chance. But I would like to see him air it out, have a big play here. We haven't seen many. We only had one that was in the end zone. The receiver caught the ball, flipped over the boards and came up with a touchdown. I mean, like, you don't see that very often. So, I like to see the deep balls, those big plays.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
he could also throw those little short screens that they were throwing last week that were working. They haven't worked as much here, but, it's still a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. The only place you'll see that is arena football go over the boards to the touchdown. Here comes Russell under center. Throws over. There's that screen pass you talked about. He's outside the 15, and he gets tackled about the 17-yard line. That is number 6, Andre London. So, yeah, like you talked about, we just talked about that screen. It worked out. They got plenty of yards there. They moved the chains, I believe, and it's a first down for your Wheeling Miners. Ball is just outside the 15, at the 15.5-yard line in their own territory. Russell will go under center, has Westbrook to his right. Motion man looks like it's going to be Flowers again. Westbrook moves over to the left. Flowers in motion. Drops back. Another screen. Pump fake. Finds London again. London's got it this time. He goes out to the 20, and he's tackled, pushed against the boards at just about the 22-yard line.
Well, it looks like the defense here is, laying up a little bit. They're giving a little bit of concussion on the coverage. That's 2 times they've been able to throw the screen. And there's no force upon the catch. They're playing back a little bit. So if they want to stop the screens, they got to stop worrying about the deep ball and start worrying about the screens, because that ultimately Coach Rez is going to keep on throwing those screens. If they're there, they're there. I mean, they're working, so why not stop?
Yeah, what I'm waiting for them to do is keep on those screens, and then once they bite out in that screen, someone's going to leak out, and it's going to be open down the field. Again, Russell under center, Westbrook to the left. Motion man going, drops back, takes the snap, has a man over the middle, throws it deep. It's in the end zone, caught, touchdown, Miners. That's Andre Thomas Cobb, the WKU alum. Huge play there by Grant Russell to find the spot to Andre Thomas Cobb for the touchdown.
This is why I talk about shot down the field. It works mostly every time. Grant Russell throws a beautiful ball, finds the receiver in stride, catches the ball perfectly.
Yeah, that was almost what we talked about, how they had that screen going, and then next thing you know, that shot down the field. But Prevost will set up to kick here. So far, he's been very well today on these kick attempts. Had one bad snap, but didn't miss the kick because it was never attempted. Here's the snap. Set, hold, kick is up, and it is good. Prevost with extra point there, 48-3 your score so far, 11:52 to go in the third quarter.
Let me ask you, what are you seeing from the defense here in this second half? What do you think they're going to try to do to stop offense from scoring any more points, or trying to keep them in great position?
I mean, the Miners defense played fantastic so far, only with 3 points allowed, so that's a really good score. I mean, fantastic score to have. What I would like to see is the defense just kind of keep playing that pressure game. It's really starting to work. As you can see, the quarterback, Ifon Eo, he has to run a lot, and so far he's not been very good running, throwing it on the run right now. I don't think he has many completions in that aspect of the game. So just keep doing what they're doing, getting inside the head of the offense. When you look at their offensive line, it's not a very big offensive line. When you look at the Miners' offensive line, they've got size, and then I think that's what's really going to help keep winning this game, is that size advantage down the trenches right there.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive line just, getting pressure so easily. The undersized O-line of of Maryland Eagles, it's not a great thing to have. So hopefully they work on that in the future to have a better offensive line for the quarterback.
Yep, and here's the kick, and it was tackled. He got it, brought it back. It was tackled, brought down by number 0, Javon Johnson. Ball be placed at the 16-yard line inside the Eagles' own side of the field. And we'll see what they got going on here defensively. So far, they've played a fantastic game. They have 1 interception and then 2 blocked field goals as well. A lot of these plays just been kind of snuffed out. The defense, if you watched earlier, they were really playing a cloud defense, and then once they would adjust, the quarterback would look and go to set throw, and those linebackers would fly to the flat area
which is where a lot of the plays have been trying to go. But here we go. Eagles on offense. EO still in at quarterback. They're down right now by 45 points. EO take the snap. He's got Adamson to his left. EO drops back to look. Throws it deep. He's got a man deep. And over the boards he goes. Incomplete pass. And it looked like Tony Green went to make the catch. And he just went over the boards, didn't complete it, so it's second down and long. That Tony Green fella, he's quite tall.
Yeah, when I was looking earlier, against one of our DBs, he was kind of towering over him. They threw a little deep ball to him here I think, in the first quarter, and then I looked down there and a towering wide receiver. So, I mean, that's a good weapon to have. You got to try to utilize him more. But the defense will know that he's the tallest guy. It's probably your number one target. They're going to try to create pressure on that target to not get the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. When you got a tall guy like that, they're probably going to hedge the safety a little bit more to their side and kind of force him to go somewhere else. And if they do go to him like you saw there, it resulted in an incomplete pass. But EO, again, in sort of that offset eye pistol formation. Morgan in motion. He gets over, and they call a flag there. And I'm most likely going to be a false start here by the Eagles as number 9, Sean McGee, the University of Georgia player, came flying through, even though didn't get the sack. Play was dead, but he let him know, I'm still around. I'm still here. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, it's best to get them those hits on the quarterback, wear him down. You've seen in the national championship game, Michael Penix walking back to the locker room, hurt a little bit. That's what defensive linemen do. They like to get those little hits in on the quarterback, tear him down throughout the game. It may take a while, but, it counts when you get to the end.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be careful, though. Sometimes you do that, the ref might think it's a little too necessary, and they'll throw that flag. So thin line they're working with here as EO will break the huddle here. Again, he has his man, Adamson, in that offset pistol formation. Adamson to his right. Looks like Morgan's going to be in motion. He's going around the quarterback. Takes a snap. EO will drop back. Pressure right in his face immediately. He's going. That's thrown. Incomplete pass by EO in the end zone.
Almost got a safety there. That's the pressure we were talking about and we'd like to see. It's just come easy to them here in this game. They're not getting much resistance on that front, so they're able to chase a quarterback into the end zone. They've had almost a close calls on those safeties. They almost had a couple, but the quarterback is able to get the ball out there in time, but he usually throws it to nowhere, as we just seen here.
And there's a flag been thrown just now here. Intentional grounding on the Eagles here. I was going to bring that up and ask maybe. It will be a safety, so give the Miners 2 points here. And it looks like the Miners will get the ball back.
So ultimately, intentional grounding does count as a sack. That is a stat. So it results in a safety, so that's what I was talking about. So they finally got the safety with that pressure. They forced the quarterback to make a pass that he shouldn't have thrown. It results in intentional grounding. That's what they've been doing all night. It finally works out here in the third quarter.
Yeah, when I saw that play, I thought the quarterback maybe had gotten out of that tackle box, so it wouldn't have been intentional grounding because it looked like he was in that far corner of the end zone. But, hey, it worked out in the Miners' favor. EO, like we mentioned before, he's not that great of throwing on the run when he escapes the pressure. He was backing up, kind of off momentum, and went to throw that. He was lucky he didn't throw an interception on that play, just because he kind of just threw it into a pile of people, and you never know what could happen with that football. That could pop up, hit somebody wrong, and next thing you know it, instead of 2 points like the safety was, could have been 6 if it was intercepted. But they will kick it off to the Miners here. And, 50-3 right now. We got, we came in the half, immediately scored a touchdown, and they got 2 more points. So 9 points off the ripski here for the Miners.
Last week we talked about here in the fourth quarter, last week, Miners could have scored 100 points. They were close. This might be the case that they score 100 points here. You know, they put 48 points, scored 48 points in the first half. So, and now they got 50. They're well on their way to 100. We could see it here tonight in their final regular season home game.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to see. I mean, they're halfway there. So we'll see the kickoff here. Kick will be by Fabrizio Riley, the kicker for the Maryland Eagles. Looks like they're taking their sweet time doing this, getting it set up. Fabrizio getting the kick line here. Flowers back deep to return. I would not kick to him if I was the Eagles. I would try to squib it, but who knows? Here comes the kick. And they do. They kick it. And it gets into the hands of Flowers. Flowers is going. He makes his way. He gets to the middle of the hole, and he gets tackled. And there is a penalty flag on the play. Ball will be spotted about the 18-yard line. Penalty flag looming to see where the ball will be pushed forward or backwards. As the referees discuss, 50-3 your score, 8 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the third quarter as the Miners offense comes out.
You know, I love seeing Flowers returns. He's a dangerous guy back there. Kind of like Devin Hester. You know, he has the speed. He can find the holes, find the creases, like squeeze right through him. And once you don't catch him, he's gone. It's necessarily an automatic touchdown. So you got kind of collapse on Flowers so he doesn't get in space and uses his speed and quickness to squeeze through those gaps and score.
Absolutely. It was a penalty on the Miners there, so they pushed the ball back a good bit. But the offense comes out. Last time they were out, 3-play touchdown on a deep pass to Andre Thomas Cobb.
I might go with a deep pass or another screen as we've seen.
Here's the motion. Snap set by Russell. Russell throws it over to Severidi. Severidi makes the catch, and he's standing there making his way. And penalty flag, multiple flags on the play here. Don't know what the flags are going to be for, but we will find out. Will it be on the Miners or Eagles? I couldn't tell. I was watching. Saveridi's trying to escape a hugger. And here comes the call from the referee. So a block in the back there by the Miners. So far there's been a few penalties on the Miners in this start of this half right now, and they'll push the Miners back a little bit farther. But just about the same spot they were at due to the long run right there by Saverides. And here we are. Russell will go under center. Westbrook to his left. Two receivers in a stack formation all the way out left, the top of your screen. Pitch to Westbrook. Westbrook gets outside, up, and to about the 13-yard line, it looks like.
You know, we've seen this pitch game here and there, and it's worked multiple times. You know, he's able to get out in space and gain yardage. That was another pitch right there. You know, got a little bit of yardage gained back from the penalty, so great run.
Yeah, I mean, kind of served its purpose. It got some yards back. You know, if you don't score there, they're not trying to score. They're trying to get yards back from that penalty. And it's second, and I'd say looks like it's about 2nd and 8. Can't really tell with how that marker's set. Russell takes a snap. Throws a screen pass over. That's Flores. And he gets all the way up to the 25. They move the chains. That's another first down for the Miners here. And yet Flores, he's been dangerous so far today. He's made probably catch of the year. Had another great diving catch in the back of the end zone there. So he has 2 touchdowns to his name.
See, that's another big target Caleb Grant has. Another guy quick, fast. His agility's like top tier. You know, he threw the little screen right there. He was able to squeeze through and gain the first down.
Russell in the shotgun, Westbrook to his left. He drops back to pass, has a man open. There's that man again we were just talking about in Flores, and he works it all the way down to the 10-yard line. 10 yards to go, and there's another touchdown.
Seems like the DBs there got lost a little bit on that route.
Yeah, with that in-breaking receiver, looked like he favored him more, and then wide open was Flores. on that far side. Russell was like, thank you very much. Put it right on the numbers, and Flores made it all the way down to the 10-yard line. First and goal here for the Miners. Grant Russell will go under center. Westbrook to his left. He's got Severides all the way to the right. Flores will be the motion man. Takes a snap, hand off to Westbrook. He's got room. He waltzes in for the touchdown, Miners. Charles Westbrook with his second touchdown of the game. His third rushing touchdown of the game. If you have a hat, you should throw it out there. It's a hat trick for Westbrook. As another touchdown for the Miners, 56-3, pending the extra point going up.
You know, that run was beautiful. There's a hole wide open up from the jump. He's able to get right through there, break a little tackle, and just score with ease.
Yeah, right now the Miners are running the ball a lot more than they have, I feel like, all season. And it's really paid off for them with the size advantage on the offensive line compared to the defensive line. The way they can block and move works in their favor. And that kick is up, and it is good. Takes a second to get the result, but it's good. And that's going to be another point for the Miners as it's 57-3, 5:01 to go in the third. Now, like we said, if you look there, beautiful play. No one touched him once he broke the line of scrimmage. He had all day to throw, all day to run, and he waltzes in for his third touchdown of the game. Charles Westbrook, it's great to see them run the ball. As a Titans fan at heart, you love to see a good run the ball when they run the ball, and they've done it really well today with Joel Zellum getting the touchdown, Charles Westbrook with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they kind of look like Michigan out there, you know, that they got that big offensive line, you know, always love that run game there a bit, able to get big runs like Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards.
Yeah, absolutely. But they've run the ball really well, and I think that was something I had a question of myself of what's this offense going to look like? I wouldn't say when you can't throw the football, but when you don't throw the football. What kind of tricks up your sleeve? How are you going to run the ball? And they've run the ball really well. Offensive line is blocking super well today. So we'll see how it is going forward as Prevost with another kickoff here. Now, do you think he goes for an onside? Do you think they could do that again? They've already done it so many times successfully. Do you think a third time's the charm here?
You know, it could be the charm, but I'm thinking they might squib it here.
Here's the kick, and it's a squib. It goes off the inboard, and he is tackled, and there's a flag. And the referee threw that one about a good 30 yards.
You know, we've seen multiple flags here today, and as I said last week, team with the most penalties usually does not win the game.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
You know, both sides are being in frequent penalties, so they both need to kind of clean it up here. But Wheeling, you know, they're ahead so much. The penalties will affect them, but, you know, it's like a light little tap to them.
So illegal blindside block there by the Eagles. Be a good way to push them back. So they're not in great field position anymore as they were on that kickoff. But here we go with the defense. Last time we saw that safety that led to a touchdown. Going forward, if you're in the mind as an Eagles coach, what are you trying to draw up to get some points here, or to move the ball downfield? We haven't seen the ball move past midfield in quite some time for this Eagles team.
You know, I would try to get outside runs here. You know, try to copy the Miners a bit with the screens. Try to throw those little screen passes to get yards, because ultimately you're not going to have those big shots down the field because the O-line's giving up so much pressure. You know, you don't have enough time to sit there and wait for something to open up. So I would try to throw those little short passes, you know, a drag across the field, a little in or a little out, a slant or a screen here.
Yeah, what I think a lot of teams should do is that outside run, get that fullback going to block, getting that hedge block. And there's that toss we were talking about on the outside. He gets up, and a good tackle there. But Phil Morgan with the run. He gets about a few yards there, and it's Dio DeSois on the tackle. That was a great tackle. Good open field tackle by the defensive lineman.
Yeah, that's what you got to preach, especially by a D lineman. The open field tackle, you know, linemen get out in the open field. if a O-line trying to block a DB, you know, they don't try to get their ankles broken. Same thing with D-lineman, you know, but it's great to see an open field tackle by a defensive lineman, you know. You got to preach on that.
Yeah, absolutely. The hustle play to get from the good spot on the D-line all the way out there to make a tackle on an outside toss run like that is just great athleticism and great determination. EO again in this offset pistol formation. Morgan in the motion, drops back. And there's that pressure already. He scrambles. He throws it, hitting the boards, and it is out of play. That ball, they're saying it's completed. Thought it went off a fan into the hands of Morgan. But there is a flag here on the play. And we'll see what they're saying. Are they saying that he caught the ball? Because I didn't think he caught the ball. I thought it went off a fan and then in his hands, unless.
I think the referee did wave a complete pass.
Because the referee saw the ball out there, and there's a penalty flag on the play.
But there also looked like there's a little contact before the catch. You know, might be a pass interference, and there might be a roughing the passer call down there in the back of the end zone. You know, quarterback got smashed up against the wall by the defensive lineman. So we'll see what happens here.
So it looks like it's going to be a holding call on the defense. And here's this play right here. And it looks like I just want to see where this unnecessary roughness came in at.
I think it was when he was pushed over the wall by number 20. I think that's what they deemed unnecessary roughness here.
So they declined the penalty. Pass was completed. 2 penalties was a holding on the defense and an unnecessary roughness on the defense as well. So, like we just said, now they have the ball in great field position on the 9-yard line in Miners territory, looking to score. And here comes this Eagles offense, who I don't believe has made it this far down the field in the entire game. They're going traditional shotgun here. EO and taking the snap with Adamson to his left. Green in motion. He drops back. Screen pass. What a catch there by Adamson, the fullback, with the one-handed tip back to himself. Catches it. Resembled almost like a halfback screen kind of play, to where the offensive line just ran out and then that fullback just stayed back.
Yeah, typically, you know, in traditional football, the running back is stay behind the line, but here in arena, you don't have as many people go out there and run out and block for you on the screen, so running back has to run out there a little bit to get the ball.
Yeah, immediate pressure in the face, and right there, absolutely great, open field tackle there to push him against the boards by Robbie Stewart there. EO takes a snap. Green in motion. He drops back. He fires in the end zone. Incomplete pass. Incomplete pass there to Green. Didn't know what was going to happen on that play. Looked like he kind of fell and then was going for the ball and just could not haul it in. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal. Ball still on the 9-yard line.
So what do you look for here? You're in the red zone. You're able to score. So what, as a coach, where are you going to try to draw up here to go ahead and get the go-ahead touchdown?
Well, there's 2 ways you can go about it. You can be aggressive and go for it essentially 2 times. Or you can think to yourself, okay, I have 2 chances to get the ball in the end zone. I'm going to try to go half and half. I'm going to get halfway there. If I score there, perfect. If not, I have halfway to go. So I look for something quick out to number 8 there. I look for something quick to Major, or maybe get a little 2-man game working with Major and Green. Takes a snap. Immediate pressure. EO on the run. He stops. Fires. Incomplete. 4th down. Incomplete pass to Morgan. Just a little bit too high. Looked like they were trying to get something set up, and it's hard to tell what they were trying to do when you have immediate pressure and the quarterback has to vacate the pocket. Really can't give them time to set something up. And if I was the coach there, I would have just said, hey, sit in the pocket and try to throw this ball on a certain point. And if it's incomplete, it's incomplete. Just don't let it get intercepted. And I think that's kind of what they did. Once he broke out, it was more of a, I'm going to try to put it only where he can catch it, and then if not, no one's going to catch this ball.
They kind of threw it into double coverage there. Almost what could have been picked off, throwing into double coverage. That's another thing that we've seen from him. Runs out the pocket and throws those dangerous passes.
Yeah.
Here on the replay, he's looking, he has to roll out, so he's looking, throws into double coverage. The receiver gets one hand on it. Fortunately, it doesn't get picked off.
Yeah, absolutely. And right there, end of the third quarter, 57-3 your score. Miners are up, but right now the Eagles are pushing the pace, trying to get in the end zone, and 4th and goal, ball in the 9-yard line. But yeah, like you were saying, on this kind of play, it looked like at first when he dropped back and he wanted to escape, he wanted to go to his right and try to get out there, but he couldn't because of the way the defensive line was shifted and pushed the pressure. So he got out, went to his strong hand, which is being left. And when a quarterback rolls, when the quarterback's rolling out on their dominant hand, so a quarterback right-handed rolls to the right, or a quarterback left-handed like EO is and rolls to the left, it's a little bit easier to throw on the run because if you're the opposite, you have to switch your momentum, you have to flip your hips, and kind of regain the momentum in the throwing shoulder to load the ball. And when he goes to his left, it's more just kind of get the ball back loaded and then throw it. But right there, when he threw it, the ball was just in double coverage. So there's only really three places you can really put a ball like that. Is you put it right on the player that you're throwing it to, you put it low to the ground so they can go down and get it, or you can throw it high and hope that he can get it. But when you look at the field, Phil Morgan, number 3, the height difference between him and the DBs wasn't really logical enough to make it a high throw. So you got to put it low to where you can drop. It's a lot easier to drop in that instance with how physics works in your body and the momentum of just dropping and catching it compared to jumping and getting at the height and the size advantage that there's on the field.
Yeah, it's probably better to try to get that diving catch just to have a 50-50 ball into double coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, that 50-50 ball, when you're not that tall, regardless if you can jump through the gym or not, it's just all about where can you put it that where he can only jump to. Because if you're going to do that, you're going to have to try to put it a little bit more outside of the body frame so that way they can extend and don't have to worry about a DB going up to get it. Because if you think about it, if you put it in front of him, the DB now has to go over you, under you, or around you to get the ball, which can result in a penalty or a typical swat. So we'll see what they got here. EO in that offset pistol. Adamson to his right, closer to the line of scrimmage. Morgan will be in motion. Green all the way to the right side, and Major in the slot to the right. And they've changed that. Adamson will go in motion. Morgan in the backfield. He drops back. EO throws it in the end zone. Flag down. Intercepted. It's all the way back. Mason all the way. He has run to 20, 15, 10, 5, in zone. Touchdown, Miners. That's a pick 6 by Dante Mason. Got 2 penalty flags on the play here. We will see if that's going to hold up because there are 2 flags on the play.
I was looking out there. It looks like after the play, a little contact. Got 2 players in the scuffle holding each other. So,
yep, the touchdown will stand. Pick 6 for Dante Mason. He went, as they say in basketball, coast to coast. Scored the pick 6, 63-3 your score.
See, that's what the Miners defense, they create pressure. The running back has to scramble backwards, which we've seen time and time again in every game. So quarterback has to scramble backwards, so that ends up in forcing the ball into coverage, gets picked off at the goal line, runs it all the way back for the pick 6.
Yeah, when a quarterback's backpedaling, I know I just talked about how when they're rolling right or left, but when they're backpedaling, it's hard to throw, especially when you're in motion, because then you have to kind of plant, most likely, your back foot, which would be your right foot, and you have to let it go and hope that it sits there, because when you don't have them set, it's just so hard to throw. Here comes the kick by Prevost. Kick is up, and it is good. 64-3, your score, 14-18 left to go in the fourth. 36 points. You get that 100 mark. It's getting close. It's going to come down to the wire.
There's plenty of time, but last week they were getting close. It seems like the clock just kept on going and going, going real fast, so they weren't able to get there, but they might get here tonight.
Yeah, 36 points. I mean, if you do the quick math, 7, that's about 5 touchdowns. If you go for 2 and you can get it, 5 touchdowns to go would be the rough number to hit 100. 14, 18 left to go in the fourth, and it's kind of getting a little chippy out there. Just a little bit of chippiness going on.
Yeah, these two teams all night, they've been chipping at each other, jawing at each other. We got a couple shoves here and there, unnecessary roughness on number 20, pushes the receiver over the wall, and, got players pushing and shoving after the play.
Yeah, I mean, they caught a real good break there with that pick sixes. They were on that 9-yard line. They were threatening. They got awfully close to scoring, but they said, hey, we're throwing a pick six, and the Miners took advantage of it. They'll kick off here. It's a squib. Oh, right to number 22. Now, hey, they're right back at that 9-yard line. Now, I think they're going to give it to the 8-yard line. It's a heads-up play right there by Jerome Pearson. Just able to get that ball and try to get advanced as far as he could to the 8-yard line.
If I'm Maryland here, I would try those little short runs. I would try to pitch. I would try to go up the middle, because throwing the ball evidently hasn't been successful for them. So, if I were them, I'd try to get away from that. That's causing too many penalties. Here I don't think you might be able to come back. So it's here you might just try to score for pride. You don't want to only score 3 points. You want your offense to score. So we'll see what happens here.
So what I think, when I'm looking at the offense, what they should do is they got essentially 4 chances to score. 4 is the max because you're in that goal-to-go situation. But EO will take the snap. He drops back, pressure in his face already. That's Zellum. He's on the run, throws it out of play, off the backboard, and looks like Zellum's holding the shoulder here. Hope he's okay. Incomplete. They have 8 whole yards to go to score. And throwing the ball just hasn't been real well. If I do anything, I would use EO's ability, his escape ability, and try to maybe get something and push the pocket. Maybe get him, maybe a design, just something to get him out and a quick throw in the flat. That would be working.
Or, maybe try to draw up a QB draw or even a screen. The defensive line could chase the quarterback and they not realize it's a screen because they get in pressure so easily tonight. So that's a possibility.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the one downfall of getting out of that pressure is on those screens. Sometimes you're thinking, well, it's just another day at the office with the pressure. So we'll see what goes on here as EO will take the snap. Adamson to his left, Morgan in the slot, Green in motion. Josh back, immediate pressure off. And they're calling another flag here. This could be on the offense, potentially.
It looked like an offensive quarter.
Because the ball was in front and it looked like they were trying to play it defensively and it couldn't, so we'll see what happens here. I do believe. And they're calling pass interference. So the ball gets pushed all the way to the 2-yard line. I believe it's going to reset to first down. Ball on the 2. First down.
Yeah, I'll try to punch it in here with a toss. Or potentially a halfback screen maybe, or just run it up the middle.
Just don't pull a Pete Carroll and decide to throw the ball on the 2-yard line. Just don't do that. EO will take the snap at quarterback. Absence is left, motion man. There's that quarterback draw. He gets up, and he is short. He is short. He definitely didn't make the end line. Ball he placed at the 1-yard line, I believe.
They're in the shotgun. Receiver was in motion. I thought they might try to throw that there, so they almost pulled a Pete Carroll, but they didn't.
I mean, it actually wouldn't have been that bad if they would have had the receiver in motion come back across, because then that corner is going to have to say, well, am I going to guard the pass or am I going to try to stop this quarterback from just walking in? And EO took it, got all the way down the 1, took a big bump in the boards, and second down, ball at the 1 yard line. We'll see what happens here. Ball on the 1 yard line. Marcus Morgan all the way to the left. Phil Morgan in the slot. Green all the way to the right. And Adamson is tackled for a loss by a gang of Miners. Looks like he's going to lose about 1, maybe 1.5 yards. Brings up third down.
So we see an outside run to the boundary. Now, if you're a coach, is it ideal to run outside zone or run outside to the boundary when you have such little yards here in arena football?
That's a tough question because if you guys can get a block, all you need is one block. And if you can get that one block, if you think your guys can make that one block, then absolutely. But if not, you could try to pull an option play. Sit there, let them have it, take a run, and then pull it the last second and try to escape in off that backside edge. But EO will take the snap. Abson to his left, Phil Morgan in the slot with Green all the way over. Drops back. Quick pass to Morgan. And he's tackled for another loss at the 4 yard line. Phil Morgan. It's now fourth down. Imagine this. You get the ball on the 2 yard line at first down, and you lose yards. And it looks like a player is going to be down for the Eagles. So we'll try to catch you up here with what's happened so far in this second half here.
It looked like Tony Green down there on the field, hurt, banged up.
Yep, hope he is okay here. But so far, this Miners offense has kept the pace up that we kind of expected it to have going in, as well as the defense just playing stingy football. They're like, we don't want you to score. No way, Jose. And right now, this is pretty evident. You get, again, first down, ball on the 2. Second down, almost get it. You push it to the 1 yard line. Third down, you lose a yard. Now you're back at the 2. And then that last play, it looked like you lost 2 more. So now it's fourth down. Fourth down and goal. Ball on the 4 yard line. What do you bring up? And now that you have one of your massive targets who you think you just a little toss and catch to up top, he's not going to be able to play this next snap. What do you do if you're an Eagle coach?
Well, we've seen they haven't been able to run the ball. They can't throw little screens. They can't obviously throw the ball because too much pressure. So, what can you do? They're probably going to end up throwing the ball. They're going to try to throw something short, a little zig route, slant, or in or out route. There's not much you can do here. The playbook sometimes is limited here in the goal line on fourth down. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, I know as a former football player, sometimes it's just so hard to run an offense when you get so close to this goal line because you're kind of just limited on plays. When you're a little bit farther out, you kind of know, okay, I can go back to this, or I have this kind of run. But when you get this close, and especially in arena football where you don't have, 2 tackles, 2 guards in a center. You got a guard, you got, a limited amount of offensive linemen. So running the ball is not going to be as easy as you think. But honestly, if I was them, I would have probably just tried to put the ball up top for, unfortunately, the injured Tony Green and let him go up and make some plays because he just has that height over just like everybody else in the DBs in that secondary of the Miners. But it's fourth down. 4th and goal to go on the 4 yard line. They will break the huddle soon. Looks like Morgan and Morgan's out there. No, it's not the law firm. It's just 2 football players. Phil Morgan in the slot. The other Morgan out wide as the motion man. Tyler Major all the way to the right. And we have a stoppage. The old pad off the board stoppage. You've seen that one a time or two. And here we go again as you have Marcus Morgan all the way left as your motion man. He's in motion with a quick spin. He goes around, takes a snap, pressure right in the face of EO. He throws it away. It's incomplete. Turnover on downs. Ball on the 4-yard line for the Miners. They'll be looking to push the pace offensively as the teams switch positions as the Miners go on the offense after a huge stop there. Now, do you keep running the same offense if you're the Miners, of this keep running the ball, playing smart football, or do you just go for it and you just try to score as many points as possible?
If I'm the coach, I'm going to have a little bit of fun here. I want to see what works. If I got a couple trick plays up my sleeve, I might want to show them here tonight. Or, I might want to keep those secret. So I might not run, but I might run, streaks down the field, see if we can get a touchdown, or just, run some fun plays. But here on the 4-yard line, I would try to at least get up to the 20 to get out of the end zone so we don't end up getting safety.
Yeah, you definitely want to be able to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. That's just, it's going to be easier for the quarterback not have to worry about if he can't find something quick to get out. So that's going to be helpful. But with the playoffs coming up soon, try to see what things work. Who's going to work in this position and where, as you have Russell dropping back to pass here. He takes the snap. He's looking, has all day to throw. And there's that streak you're talking about. It's going deep. Incomplete. Had him just a little bit too far right. Andre Thomas Cobb was the intended receiver. And like you said it best. You wanted a streak, you got the streak. Ball was just drifted a little bit too far in. Had the man, though.
I mean, he almost caught it, just a little bit too far right and a little bit too short there. But ultimately, it was a great ball by Grant, but not quite on the money.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very close. Ball just drifted a little bit in. And now Russell will go under center. He takes the snap. Drops back. Quick, nothing there. He's rolling. He resets. He's got it. Thomas Cobb going to the 25, the 20, the 15, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Miners. And the athleticism of Andre Thomas Cobb catching the ball about his own 20 and then scampering all the way to the end zone. Wasn't the streak that you wanted, but they went back to Thomas Cobb there.
Yeah, the middle route running, midfield route runnings, it looks phenomenal, I mean, it opens up the playbook. We have the guys to do it. We just have so many weapons. We can put anybody out there necessarily, and they might score. They might have a great night.
Yeah, and the way that Russell was just really patient in the pocket. The kick is up and good by Prevost. But like I was saying, he dropped back, didn't have the immediate route that he wanted. He was flush to the left, and he just put a nice lob pass, as you look right there, nice lob pass right into the old mitts of Thomas Cobb, who basically wasn't touched from about the midway in. And 71-3 your score, 6:43 to go in the game. And right now, the Miners have a top spot locked. We'll get that first round bye. So, if again, like we've been talking about, you have so much time until you play next. About 2 weeks essentially from today. 2 weeks from today is when you'll play next. Do you try? I mean, resting's always a big thing. For 2 weeks, do you want to, maybe rest on your starters and let them get out, let someone else come and play, or do you just let them play the rest of the game with 2 weeks to play?
I would want to put my backups in, rest the starters, so they're not banged up when it comes to those 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that I've noticed a lot less injuries than I thought here in arena football, just due to you got the hockey boards out there and you're running full speed, almost like you're playing hockey with that speed, and it's just fun to see all this fast-paced offense that the Miners have. I mean, it looks like you're watching a true college explosive offense, the way that you go from end to end in a matter of seconds. But Prevost will kick off here. That's a squibber, and it gets all the way down. It goes in between the legs of the Eagles. He gets it at the And he gets it outside the 1, and he's tackled at the 5-yard line. Didn't know if that was going to be one of those point plays to where you get a point from tackling the end zone, but he made it out to the 5-yard line. 6:40 to go. And let's see if this defense can continue this stoppage and basically not let anyone have any fun out there. Now, in your mind, who's the player of the game so far? Who is your player of the game?
Yeah, that's hard to say. You know, it's hard to give it to one player when every side of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams, has been out there going 100%, putting the best product out there on the field. So it's kind of hard to give it to one person. So, but ultimately, you know, we got the first play touchdowns from passing, also running. So you could give it to Grant Russell. You could give it to Westbrook. So, I mean, but really, I couldn't say right now.
Yeah, it's a pick your poison kind of night here, as EO will take the snap, absent to his left, motion man, drops back, almost intercepted there by the ball hawk Dante Mason. That would have been, I think, his 3rd interception of the game, and very well could have got another pick 6 right there. I feel like there was really no one in front to make a tackle. Just a little bit off, as 2nd and 10 here for the Eagles offense.
You know, Dante Mason, that's another guy you could pick for MVP of the game. You know, 3 picks, 1 pick 6. So playing great on defense. You know, he has great awareness, spots the ball very well, able to get to the ball like a ball hawk. So
yeah, the ball hawk, Dante Mason himself. As EO will take the snap, Adamson to his left, Morgan will be in motion, going around EO. Takes a snap, drops all the way over, and he breaks the tackle, and he gets up, and he is tackled about the 16-yard line. That's Tyler Major, the wide receiver. You know, there's that screen pass that you wanted earlier from them. They finally put the screen in, and it gets them a first down here.
Yeah, it works here, but ultimately you kind of wanted that screen to work down there on the goal line where you could have scored. But, you know, got first down. It's a good play. Maybe you can run it later. Maybe if you get back down to the goal line, you can run that play and it will work, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd like to see that stuff kind of work out earlier in the game than so much later on. But Morgan in motion again. Safety comes and meets him, drops back, pressure immediately. Right in the hands of Major. Big hit there by Mason. But Morgan will make the catch, and Major will make the catch, and he will push it up.
That's a great throw by EO. He had pressure in his face, got hit, but still delivered the ball and got the first down.
Yeah, that's a big thing that quarterbacks have to have, is just that ability to, you're about to get hammered and deliver a good throw. Great catch there by Major himself. But the ball be placed at the 19-yard line. So 19 yards to go, essentially, to score. Clock ticking down just inside 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game. EO will take the snap. Absent to his left. Major all the way to the right. Morgan in motion with Morgan on the far left as well. Drops back. Throws it. And ball was way inside. Morgan just kind of overran it, or the quarterback just super misthrow there and incomplete, which brings up 2nd down. Kind of had him here, but the ball was just super late, so there was no chance of Morgan getting back to the ball.
Yeah, I think that was a miscue by the quarterback. You know, Morgan ran a beautiful route. Could have had a nice gain. Might not scored a touchdown, but the quarterback ultimately threw it behind him, so he's not able to get the ball.
Yep, and here we go. Just 20 seconds under the 3-minute mark. EO will take the snap. Absent to his left. Morgan and Major are the 2 wide receivers with Morgan in motion. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, fires one over the middle. Almost intercepted there. Again, the ball hawk, Dante Mason, almost had another one. as the entire team is doing, you drop it, you gotta drop down and get push-ups here. Good form, look at the form on that. Good form in the push-up. Didn't let his back sag and stay a nice level consistency throughout on the push-up. Again, 3rd down and long. Ball on the 19-yard line, as I think the Eagles are just gonna take their time here. Not gonna really rush it. 71-3 your score. Can this Miners team hold up and not allow a touchdown?
I mean, I believe they can, but here in this drive, they gave up a couple big plays here, so, they got to figure out how they gave up those big plays and adjust to that.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, and you go back and look, he should have had a shutout, but they got that flag on the kick, and that's going to be a false start there as Tyler Major overran the snap and just got over the line before the ball could get out. We're approaching the game to be over here with a $1:23 left. So what are your final thoughts on the game, and what do you look to see going ahead and going forward when the Miners come back and play here 2 weeks from now? What are you looking for?
Well, here tonight, it's a dominant performance by the Miners on offense, on defense, and special teams, as we've seen last week and weeks before. So I believe they're going to go into these playoff games and, do the same thing they've been doing. Keep on putting pressure on the opposing defense, score as many points as they can, and that defense create pressure to get to the quarterback and make the quarterback make a bad pass and stop the runs from going up the middle or outside, and even stop the screens and the little hitches. They've been able to do that all night. And on special teams, we want to see them continue with the onside kicks, continue with the squib kicks, because they cover very well. And on offense, on receiving, when you're receiving those kicks, you want to keep on seeing Flowers or Flores be in space and be able to create opportunity for himself to score on those kickoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Special teams is huge with EO here taking the snap. He drops back. He rolls to his left. He stops, sets, and it's behind. Incomplete pass. There's a flag on the play. It's most likely going to be probably on the offense, it looked like. Could be maybe something defensively. We'll see what happens. It's 3rd down.
So we're getting here towards the end of the season. It's the end of the regular season, last regular season game. Now we're going to the playoffs. After playoffs, arena football is over, and now we go into professional. We go into NFL and college. So you got for those college football fans. You got college football coming out on July 19th. You got those fans excited, and then you got the season coming up in August. So ultimately, what do you expect from this year's college football teams to do?
Ohio State's going to win it all. You heard it here first. OHIO is going to win it all.
I be on TikTok and I seen all those guys, saying something, but us Michigan fans get stay quiet about that, and when that game rolls around, we'll see who wins.
It'll be a great game indeed. It will be in late November at the Shoe, Ohio State, Michigan. But your Miners take over on offense as the incomplete pass sets up the Miners on offense. And look at this deep ball here. Beautiful pass, beautiful catch, hits the boards and even falls out, but retains possession of the ball. That's my play of the season. Play of the season
ultimately,
right here.
that's the best catch we've seen here in WesBanco Arena.
Absolutely.
It takes great concentration, control, and will to go up there, catch the ball, expecting to be slammed into the wall, but ultimately you go over the wall and you maintain control of that ball. That just takes a great mindset and discipline to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just a fantastic play. Just the way, that's what, when you think of arena football, that's the kind of plays you think about and you hear about and you see on on TikTok, Twitter, X, Facebook. You see all those kinds of plays. And here we go as the offense comes back out. It looks like it's old Ronnie Brown in at quarterback for Noah Hamlin will come in at quarterback, Noah Hamlin from Cincinnati here will be at quarterback. 71-3, 52 seconds to go in the game. Hamlin will take the snap. He looks and he runs. He gets outside all the way, inside the 20, the 15, and he gets tackled. Oh, what a run by Noah Hamlin as he gets down at about the 8-9 yard line.
There's that quickness.
That was lightning
from
speed.
The quarterback. Looks like Lamar Jackson out there. You know, lightning speed, able to move around. He's shifty out there, so it's going to be hard to tackle him once he gets an open space. You know, if I was an OC and I want to run some, I would put him at Wildcat, run that Wildcat offense, get him out there in those QB draws, but he can ultimately also throw, so he'll be able to throw. And so possibilities are endless. You can ultimately do anything with a guy like that in the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And a false start there by the Miners, which will push them back just a little bit, but it stops the clock, so it gives them time to go try and score one more time. As 73-3 your score as of now, 17 seconds to go. It'll be about first down and long here for the Miners. And Noah Hamlin coming in, he's from Cincinnati, so it's just that speed he has. He just flew, took the snap, went right, and then you blinked, and then next thing you know it, he's getting tackled.
Those are one of the guys you don't want to let him get out into space, because once you let him out into space, he can move across the field very fast. He could go the length of the field very fast, so it will be hard to catch him in those situations. So you want to keep him contained in the pocket when he's throwing, or create enough pressure to stop the run.
Yeah, absolutely. Hamlin will take the snap. Game is over, but he has all. Oh, what a move! Hamlin with the juke of the year, and he gets in the end zone.
We got a scuffle here.
A lot of scuffling.
A lot of flags on the field.
A lot of flags. But game is over.
What a great move, though. Running backwards. You don't see that very often. The own guy runs backwards, but is able to make a move and make a guy miss and score.
Yeah, Noah Hamlin. He said, whoop! Got in space and just waltzed in the end zone. A whole bunch of flags are thrown. But don't let you forget the fact that the Wheeling Miners are now undefeated on the regular season, 8-0, as they clinch the first round bye, the first seed, and will play here again on June 21st, I believe. And they'll take on the winner of the playoff game that follows, which will be next Saturday. And we'll wait and see what happens. Do we get the touchdown, or is it going to be called off due to penalty? It's a fantastic play. Would hate to see that get discarded. And we'll find out here. Another referee said hold that phone. Looks like helmets are still on, so we'll find out on what is the haps down on the field here in WesBanco Arena in Wheeling, West Virginia. Long conversation here. It's been about a good minute and a half.
Here, we got a replay here. It doesn't look like there's anywhere to go, but throws a little move out there, has open space, and is able to score untouched. I mean, you don't see that athleticism like that all the time. You don't see plays like that, even in pro or in college like that. So that's an amazing play right there.
I mean, he had him going one way. I think the flag's going to be on an illegal blindside block by number 76, Dominique Robertson here. We'll see what the deal is, hopefully right now. But I don't believe the game can end on a penalty, so they'll probably have to do one more play, and with no time left, as soon as the play is over, the game is over. So, yep, so the flag was on the illegal blindside block. They will get one more play untimed. As soon as the play is over, the game is over. But I don't want to be a spoiler. The game is going to end the same way as it would have before, as a Wheeling Miners victory, 71-3. And if they score, they'll add on 6. And Noah Hamlin will take the snap again. Zellum is there with them. Savarides all the way to the right. Flowers in motion. And Thomas Cobb. Here's that same play. Hamlin makes a move, gets up, in, and scores! Noah Hamlin said, hold the phone. I got one more left in me, and that's the bottom line, because the Wheeling Miners said so, as they said, I got you. I'm getting my lick back. 77-3 will be your final score, as the Wheeling Miners, again, are undefeated, as the third time here in WesBanco Arena history that a team has went undefeated. 77-3. What's your final thoughts here?
You know, the Miners all season, all regular season, I put on a dominant performance. They made plays, they had big stops, big plays on special teams. I don't see it stopping here anytime soon. I think they're going to go all the way and keep on doing what they're doing. But, you know, they got to finish their story. I don't see them slowing down, and I don't think anything will get in their way. You know, they've been playing great all season. The quarterback play has been great. The run game has been great. The DBs have played phenomenal. That defense is behind Mott Gaiman is fantastic. You know, they stop the big plays. They make big plays of their own. And ultimately, I think they're just a dominant force in this league.
Absolutely. They are going to finish their story as the Wheeling Miners undefeated, 77-3, your final score.
Great job there by Walker Mosley and Jamarcus Webster there on the call in the second half. We hope you enjoyed that. 77-3, your final score here. The Wheeling Miners take it to the Maryland Eagles. They gave up the first 3 points in this game and then rattled off 77 straight points to be able to get the victory here tonight. Give you some final stats as Walker's going to make his way down onto the field to talk to one of our 3 stars in the game here tonight. Grant Russell, 12 of 15 passing, 179 yards and 3 touchdowns. On the rushing variety, Isaiah Robinson, 1 carry for 14 yards and a touchdown. Charles Westbrook, 4 carries, 25 yards, and he gets the hat trick on the night with 3 touchdowns. Grant Russell, 1 carry for 5 yards. Joel Zellum, 1 carry for 4 yards and a touchdown. Noah Hamlin, 2 carries for 33 yards and a score. In the receiving area, Jeremiah Flores, 4 receptions, 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. Andre Thomas Cobb, 3 receptions, 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. Andre London, 4 receptions for 34 yards. And Pete Savarides, 1 reception for 7 yards. On the defensive side of the ball, Javon Johnson, 5 tackles, a tackle for a loss and a pass deflection. Tyree Williams, 3 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. Aaron Finch, 2 tackles. Sean McGee, tackle for a loss, a sack, and 2 QB hurries. Dante Mason, 2 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, 2 pass deflections, and a pick 6. Devontae Tinsley, Andy Plowden, each picking up 2 tackles each. Noah Hamlin with a tackle. Javen Jones, 2 tackles, tackle for a loss, 2 QB hurries, and a blocked field goal. Zay Lewis, 2 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 sack, 4 QB hurries. Dio Dessois, RC Everbeck, Andre Thomas Cobb, each with a tackle each. Robbie Stewart, 2 tackles, tackle for a loss, a sack, 3 quarterback hurries. Joel Zellum, 2 tackles, tackle for a loss, a sack, 2 QB hurries, and also a blocked field goal. So Jeff, Joel Zellum, everybody just filling up the stat sheets down there.
Absolutely, a perfect end to the night to a perfect season completed by the Wheeling Miners.
So very soon here we will have an interview with Walker Mosley, and he will also grab one of the players down there on the field. We'll wait for that here momentarily. Let's give you the scoring summary. Maryland got things started at 9:06 in the first quarter, but this is all they would get with a Riley 38-yard field goal to make it 3-0. But Jeremiah Flores answering back the other way with a 9-yard touchdown strike from Grant Russell. Charles Westbrook, a 9-yard run to make it 14-3 at the end of one. Joel Zellum, a 4-yard touchdown run to make it 20-3 as we began the second quarter. Isaiah Robinson, a 14-yard run at 7:13, make it 27-3. Charles Westbrook, his second of the night at 2:16 from 1 yard out to make it 34-3 in favor of the Miners. And Grant Russell, a 31-yard pass to Jeremiah Flores to make it 41-3. Grant Russell, a 28-yard pass to Andre Thomas Cobb to make it 48-3. As our interviews getting set up down there on the field. Anthony Prevost getting a picture down there with the hammer. Give you some more scoring here. We had the intentional grounding in the end zone by the Eagles to make it 50-3. Charles Westbrook, his third of the night at 5:30 of the third quarter to make it 57-3 in favor of the Miners. And then Jeff, why not open up the fourth quarter with a coast-to-coast pick six by Dante Mason to make it 64-3. Grant Russell, his third passing touchdown of the night of 46 yards to Andre Thomas Cobb to make it 71-13. And how about Noah Hamlin getting into this game, capping it off with a 16-yard run for a final score of 77-3 here tonight.
Well, he was bound and determined to find himself in the end zone, huh? Multiple times there after the flag, runs it in himself. Just great job by him, moving, getting downfield, but once again, great job by the Wheeling Miners here tonight, completing a perfect season, coaching staff, players, front office, mission complete for the regular season, but new season starts on the 22nd.
Yeah, I was going to say, not quite the perfect season yet. 2 more games to go here as the Miners find their way into the semifinals. They will await the winner of the Jersey Bearcats in the Steel City Stampede. The Bearcats picking up a huge victory tonight over the Maryland Warriors. 56-24, I believe, was the final of that one. So more than likely here, we could see another showdown with the Bearcats and the Miners, but Steel City might have something to say about that as well.
Absolutely, a rematch of last year's championship game. Be a first-round matchup there between Steel City and the Bearcats. That game will be played at the home of the Jersey Bearcats.
Absolutely, indeed. And I mean, Jeff, here tonight, just a big statement win for the Miners, 77-3 as they head in there. But they got it all done, I mean, in all aspects here tonight. The defense pitching the shutout other than the field goal. Then you had the running game of Charles Westbrook, Isaiah Robinson getting into the end zone, Joel Zellum. But do you know where I'm going with this one? It was won in the trenches here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just a great offensive and defensive line performance when they had to, the blocks held up, and then also the defensive line just causing havoc all night long, not letting Maryland do anything offensively in the backfield, and posting no offensive touchdowns, just a 3-point field goal to show for it. So great job there by Coach Monk and his defense.
And Grant Russell, 12 of 15 passing tonight, another big night for him. I mean, just absolutely amazing out there was Grant Russell in the passing game. But like I said, the Miners also getting it done with the pick six and also getting it done with the rushing game as well.
Yeah, it was nice to see them mix in the rushing game. Really heavy dose of the rushing game there in the first half by Coach Rez. So flipping the script there a little bit was Coach Josh Rezinato just getting it done there in the running game instead of normally his normal air it out with Grant Russell, but getting multiple people in the end zone of the rushing variety.
Now, how about this tonight? 14 quarterback hurries by this defensive line. I mean, this is a team that was possessed here tonight. EO just had no time back there for the Maryland Eagles. I mean, what about this performance here by the defensive line? I mean, all 6 of them. Sean McGee newly inserted into the lineup. You had a guy like Robbie Stewart only playing his second game. You have the usual suspects, Joel Zellum, Javen Jones, Dio DeSois. I mean, the list goes on and on. Zay Lewis. All these guys there on the defensive line just getting in the backfield and causing havoc all night for the Eagles.
Yeah, big performance here by Robbie Stewart here tonight in that defensive nose tackle position. Definitely something that has helped out the defense, and honestly great coverage there in the back end by the coverage team as well, because some of those sacks were cover sacks. I mean, the defensive line had enough time to get downfield, or excuse me, to get to the quarterback as the downfield work was done by the defensive backfield. It's a great job all in all by the defense here tonight of the Miners.
And let's give one of our sponsors a shout out here too, and that is the National Scouting Combine with Jimmy Kibble. And he's nailed it right on the head there at halftime. I mean, it gives guys opportunities that may not always get a good look or something. And he was just raving about the talent here in this valley. And it just showed out there. And just guys like Jeremiah Flores, Joel Zellum was a part of that. Dio DeSois was a part of that. And I apologize, there was one more name out there that I'm forgetting. That was all part of that combine. Andrew McBride, unfortunately, with the injury earlier this season, he was a part of that combine
Jones,
too.
Fairmont State product.
Javen Jones is another one. So, I mean, yeah, just the list goes on and on here. And just the talent that, Jimmy, Anthony Prevost is also a part of that National Scouting Combine as well. I mean, just everything, just bringing this talent together with this team.
Just a pipeline, if you would, for the Miners is the National Scouting Combine. And I mean, when one of your player personnel is one of the main people in Coach Jay, that's a great thing to see for him to be able to bring the players in. Just kudos to him to reaching out to these players, getting these players here and putting a good team on the field.
Absolutely, indeed. So the Miners, a 77-3 victory. We are waiting on our interview down there. That'll be getting underway momentarily. But don't forget, folks, you can get your tickets starting June the 12th if you're not a season ticket holder. You can get your season tickets for the first playoff game on GoWVMiners.com, or we will have the game right here on YouTube. Once again, we do not know who the opponent will be or the Steel City Stampede. We'll see how these final rankings play out here, but the semifinal game and then the championship on July 6th. So, have some fun July 4th and July 5th. A little bit of fun July 6th and during the day. And then come join us on YouTube or here at WesBanco Arena for the AAL2 championship game where the Miners will look to complete the perfect season. But like I said, Jeff, playoffs, anything can happen. We'll see what happens here, but the Miners with a big statement win here tonight.
Absolutely. Throw the records out the window. Everybody starts 0-0, just trying to get into the dance. We had a three-way tie going into the night with all three teams, Maryland, Steel City, and Jersey, all sitting at 3-3. But as you mentioned, Steel City sitting put, did not play today. Jersey getting the big win, so they move up. And also, unfortunately, here tonight, the Eagles falling to the Miners.
And I mean, like I said, it was a really, really tough game for this Maryland Eagles team, but there is definitely some talent on this Eagles team. And I mean, just the Miners just overpowering, though, here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just from whistle to whistle here tonight, the Miners just getting it done. And just one thing that I just cannot harp on enough right now is the fact that the running game playing a huge difference here. Like we mentioned, Coach Rez flipping the script and having the run game be the powerhouse there in the first half.
And then, like I said, I mean, just unbelievable effort here tonight. Once again, we will have the interview coming up. The players getting some poses out there on the field out there this evening. But like I said, just everybody getting it done. And I was talking to Javon Johnson, Jeff, before the game, and I even told him, I said, dude, you guys make it so hard to pick our players of the game out there. I mean, it's near impossible because it is a total team effort. We will get to those here momentarily because we don't want to spoil who the interview will be tonight. But we do have 3 stars of the game that we're going to point out here tonight with some honorable mentions as well. But like I said, it's definitely the entire team. It has been a team effort out there for the Miners all season long. And Jeff, they always say defense wins championships, but what about teamwork winning championships? I mean, just everybody playing together down there.
I mean, absolutely. We definitely talked about it and harped on it multiple times about the kickoff and kick return ability of the Miners. They have fixed that entirely, and it's just a whole different game down there for the Miners.
Really has been indeed. So once again, the Wheeling Miners will be taking on the winner of the Jersey Bearcats or the Steel City Stampede. Kind of see, I don't even know what's really going to happen out in the West right now, too. I mean, going into tonight, you had the Waco Tornadoes at number 1, and then you had the Peach State Cats at number 2, followed by the Texas Hotshots. So kind of see how things pan out over there in that division, because I think there's only the 3 teams in there now.
Right, and also, unfortunately, the Hotshots came out and said that they were not playing anymore, so they were going to have a bye, and then the conference championship between Waco and Peach State will happen on the 22nd.
So once again, the winner of our division will take on the winner of Waco and Peach State in that series here. And once again, that game will be right here at WesBanco Arena, the AAL2 championship game on July the 6th. Like I said, make some 4th of July plans before then, and then make plans to join us here at WesBanco Arena. Players coming out on the field here for the post-game activities. Isaiah Robinson. Take a look here at some more of the highlights there. Just that blocked field goal. Then Javen Jones coming up with it. Big Joel Zellum getting the field goal block there for the Miners. And then Isaiah Robinson, Jeff, like you said, just tiptoeing the boards there. Then another block field goal here, this one by Javen Jones. I thought Plowden actually came down with that ball, but I guess Riley jumped back on top of it. And then Anthony Prevost with the onside kick, 2 of them here in this game, Jeff, and was perfect on extra points. Pass there by Grant Russell for the play of the game to Jeremiah Flores. And Flores just able to hang on to that football. For the score, that was our mass training play of the game. The Mine line doing a fantastic job down there. Grant Russell just another dime on that one. Just what a catch by Andre Thomas Cobb, and then the defense coming up strong here. Dante Mesa, I really want to know what his vertical is. After this game, I'm going to ask him.
This is the type of play that myself, Mason, and Coach Mont were talking about. He has the interceptions. We talked to him and told him, hey, let's see if we can get a pick 6, and he delivered.
And then Noah Hamlin, the Clarendon product, here just dancing around guys, hurdling another guy. I mean, the athleticism of Hamlin, Jeff, is just unreal. And just what an addition he is to this team. Plays defensive back, but can also play quarterback as well.
Yeah, he can play defensive back, quarterback, and receiver as well. So he's all over the field. Can play pretty much every position. Just a good, nice addition there going into the playoffs. A multiple weapon there for the Miners.
Josh Wilson and Anthony Prevost sharing a moment down there on the field. Joel Zellum coming out on the field. Like I said, another one of those products of the National Scouting Combine. And now, without further ado, well, maybe a little bit there. Like I said, these guys are fan favorites down there, so it's hard to grab them for the interviews. But one of our stars of the game here tonight, Anthony Prevost, with the onside kicks and then being perfect in the extra points, Jeff. It's not often the kickers get to get interviewed. So one of our stars of the game here tonight, Anthony Prevost, will be our interview. You got to hand it to Joel Zellum, Javen Jones with those blocked field goals. You got to definitely give them a player of the game too. Joel Zellum also with the touchdown.
Prevost getting mic'd up down there. But yeah, talk about the kicking ability of Anthony Prevost tonight. Going perfect on extra points and his ability to place the ball wherever he wanted to, all over the arena, all night long tonight. Getting 2 successful on 2 attempts of onside kicks, and just his ability to bounce the ball down the field and cause havoc down there and giving good field position for his defense is Anthony Prevost.
And speaking of Anthony Prevost, we're going to kick it on down to the field now to Walker Mosley and Anthony Prevost.
I'm Walker Mosley alongside the kicker, Anthony Prevost. Today you went 2 for 2 on the onside kick. What's kind of the strategy going into when you have to place an onside kick? Where do you place it? How do you place it? What's the best thing to do?
Something I look for is just any opening that they're not kind of keying on. And also as the game progresses, I try to look for their weakest link on their return unit and just try to pick on them, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, you did a great job. That one was perfectly placed. It went the one hop off the board and basically right to your guys. So
Yes, sir.
When you're kicking on these field goals, you see they're a lot smaller than traditional football size.
Absolutely.
What kind of adjustments did you have to make coming into arena football with kicking on something that small?
Well, you just gotta slow yourself down just a bit, right? Sometimes getting used to outdoor play, you overstride when you come inside. The turf is a little different, so you just train. Get back to your fundamentals and slow it down just a bit. Obviously, aim small, miss small is always the key for us as kickers. We kick towards, light posts all the time. So if I can hit a post from about 30, 40 yards out, I should be able to split the upright. So that's one of the few things that definitely helps me be successful out here.
And then the last question here, you got kickoff. Now, when you decide to go for a normal kickoff or a squib, what's the two things that you look for in determining which one you're going to do?
Well, first and foremost, the call from Coach Rez. Other than that, pretty much, like I said, just looking for the weakest link, looking at where they're struggling on their return, and just kind of taking advantage of it and making it work for us.
Fantastic. Again, I'm Walker Mosley alongside Anthony Prevost, who will be back here kicking again in about 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looking forward to getting back out here and doing what we do. Hey, Miner Nation.
All right.
And a great job there by Anthony Prevost and Walker Mosley. And just want to give another shout out to the Prevost family. Lauren, their newest addition, Andre. Thank you guys so much for joining in here tonight. And I know Anthony's going to get back safe to you guys here very soon. And we thank you that we get to borrow him and that you allow him to come up here. But just another big congratulations to your family and Anthony's mom. It was kind of a bummer we couldn't see her again here, but we got to see her on Mother's Day. So just big congratulations to you guys and congratulations to Anthony Prevost. So, Jeff, we kind of handed out, like our third, fourth, and fifth stars of the game. So I wanted you to go ahead and do the honors here. Let's start with our defensive MVP here on the evening.
Unanimous. Unbelievable job here tonight by Dante Mason. Just the pick six, the interceptions has really become a force since joining the Miners and just a great addition to that defensive backfield.
2 tackles, a tackle for a loss, and a forced fumble as well for Dante Mason. And then our player of the game here tonight, Jeff, on offense, I'm going to go ahead once again and let you do the honors on this one.
Just made the best of his opportunities every time he touched the ball. But Charles Westbrook, a great game out here tonight, 3 touchdowns with the hat trick, finds himself into the end zone. So making the best of his opportunities there at running back. Great game there by Charles Westbrook.
4 carries, 25 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So Westbrook making the most of his opportunities. Like I said, he's usually somebody in the backfield that's getting some big blocks, gets some big runs too, but he made the most of his opportunities tonight. So Charles, Dante, the entire Miner squad, congratulations on a great night. Coach Rez as well. 8-0 finish in the regular season for the Wheeling Miners before heading to the AAL2 playoffs. And Jeff, I think we covered everything here tonight, so final thoughts for you.
Just a great game for the Miners heading into the playoffs. They get the bye week, get some rest, get some guys fresh and ready to go for the North Conference Championship. We'll be here the 22nd, waiting our opponent, either Jersey or Steel City. So get your tickets. If not, like we mentioned, we'll be here for you, but you got to get here. It's a great experience, a good crowd here tonight, and hoping for a great playoff crowd.
Jeff, I want to give a big shout out to your wife, Ashley, as well. That's probably tuned in here tonight, so we want to give her a big shout out. Ashley, you're the best out there. Praying for you. We love you, so I want to give you a shout out. And also to my fiance, Kayla, thank you so much for joining in here tonight. Love you. Can't wait to be home. And to all the fans out there, we love you as well. Thank you so much for joining in, and I cannot wait until we see you guys here in a couple weeks. Jeff and I are going to get a little bit of rest. Well, maybe me. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be getting a little bit of rest here. We're going to come back nice and fired up here for the semifinal games in the AAL2. A special thank you to Walker Mosley and Jamarcus Webster once again. And, of course, the entire team at 1JB Media over there that always do a fantastic job. This would not be possible without them. It would not be possible without you, the fans. So your final score from WesBanco Arena, the Wheeling Miners, a 77-3 victory over the Maryland Eagles. He's Jeffrey Blumenauer. I'm Chris Thoburn. We'll see you on the 22nd.
Thank you for watching this presentation of Wheeling Miners Football.